Hello there, Twitch chat. How the devil are we? A bit of a last-minute caster rearrangement here. We have been let down severely by Burnt Das Builder. He can't be here today. But on the positive side, that does mean that we have Mr. XGod37, 5 times Nova Cup champion, here to join us on the cast today. Welcome, welcome, XGod. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, thank you.
And
Thanks for having me here.
peeking through the slats of his wardrobe,
Uh,
like the closeted degenerate that he is Mr. Green Spirit. Welcome
Yeah.
to the cast as well, dude.
wow, what a nice introduction. I think that's the nicest thing you've said to me in this week. Hello, guys.
Yeah.
Nice to join you.
I do need to quickly fiddle around with some of the caster bios and stuff. So, can you guys introduce the teams? We're going to be casting King Dans and Widdowson versus Offmer and Isolde. What do you guys think about that matchup?
Yeah, Green, what do you think?
Sure. I mean, I think it's gonna be an interesting matchup because I think both teams can go for different type of strategies. I feel like there's a good chance we're gonna see 3 different matches and not the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And what I also really like is that both teams can pull off the Fiesta to showcase some spicy Legion. Think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I also feel like both teams are solid enough to go through the early game and play from behind.
Yeah.
So I feel like we'll see very, very interesting mid games. What do you think, XGod?
Yeah, I mean, I like the matchup a lot because Withers and King Dance, they're like the classic tournament favorites, and they have been winning a lot of the tournaments, a lot of games. And on the other hand, with Isolde, they are more or less like new to the competitive scene. They haven't played a lot of games together, if I remember correctly. But in the games they played, they have been doing really well. So it will be very interesting to see how they match up versus each other. And like you said, the mid games, a lot of mind games, different strategy coming up to see what's going on.
Yeah, that's true, but they also shouldn't be underestimated. Surprisingly enough, Jenem has already won an Overcup. So
He carried Drakea.
yeah, it's easy to forget because like from knowing him from the ladder. But he has already won an Overcup, yeah. And Offmar is and was pretty high rated this season. Like even compared to King and Wither, who have been slacking in that department.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this plays out.
Well,
Yeah, I can't really tell you who's the favorite in this matchup because I think both teams are really talented and they could take the match. Just depends who's gonna be playing better.
Yeah, but who are you rooting for is the important question. Yeah, you have to pick one.
Well, I don't have a preference. Just which team plays better, I hope they win.
That's such a on-the-fence answer from XGod. Such a vanilla answer. I've got to say, I want Offmer and Isolde to win. Now, that's no shade on King Dans and Widdowson. They're lovely guys, fantastic Legion players, but Offmer's been with me so many times on the cast. He's an analytical beast, and I would just love to see him take home the Nova Cup, you know? As well.
For sure. I have to admit I'm rooting for Lil Bro and Offma as well. Because, I don't know, I feel like Offma is a nice guy. And he kind of deserves some praise and some prestige, you know? And also, it's just funny to see Widdowson and King Dance lose to Lil Bro. Like that's something I can make fun of them for.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really cool matchup. I think Offmer and Isolde, they played phenomenally well yesterday. I mean, we didn't get to see any of the Group B matches. I'm sure King Dans and Widdowson played pretty well as well. But the way Offmer and Isolde played in all of their games yesterday was just really, really top-notch Legion. You know, they didn't really make any obvious mistakes. They did lose 2 of the games, so they won 2-1 in both of their series. They did go the full distance, but even the games they lost felt close. You know, like it was losing a race by a couple of seconds. It was these
Oh, yeah.
tiny little margins, you know, that make the difference in Legion, and just their mid-game decision making, because they're not the most aggressive players, Offmer and Isolde, especially Isolde, right?
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
sure
true.
he has a Yuki on his keyboard, but they don't go for these massive like over pushes. But what they do
Yeah.
is very safe, very stable, solid Legion. They pilot it through the mid game, and they just make these big plays in the kind of mid to late game scenarios. And
Yeah.
they just have some really good success with it. So I'd love to see them do that again here today.
Yeah, I agree. I think you just missed an opportunity and said small margins instead of little margins.
Little bro margins. I've got some volume comments in the chat, so let me play about with Xworld's volume going up a little
people
bit.
saying I'm loud. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I hear that very often.
And green going down a little bit. Hopefully that should fix it, and hopefully I'm not too loud.
Oh, seems like we're in.
Sweet. Alright guys. Ladies and gentlemen of Twitch chat, you are here in time for the semi-finals of your September Nova Cups to begin. We have Team Absolute Beasts on the left, that's Offmer and Isolde, and we have Team Abrasiate on the right, that is Widdowson and King Dans. Whichever way this series goes, it's going to be one heck of a series. Kind of too close to call from the outset. We do have two of the casters biased in favour of the Beasts, but Abrasiate for sure will be able to put up one hell of a fight. So without any further ado, game number one, let's go!
Let's go, guys. I'm already curious about the masterminds. I can see both teams going for some Fiesta, but also for some RNG dice roll chaos. Which
Probably
will
see some
be-
YOLO.
Yeah.
Come on,
YOLO.
let's
Ah.
this one. No?
There's the chaos. Alright. The number one dice
Fiesta.
roller King Dance. And Fiesta. Love to
Cash out
see it.
Fiesta, okay.
There's also a consort for the Fiesta, which I think is quite decent.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, also with the casket for free. Quite interesting roles.
Surprising to see no one playing lock-in with Divine Blessing in the game, because there has been some cases to be... like, you know, there's some lock-in Poda, lock-in Dread Knight,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Could be
I feel like you've been the only one doing that, though, pretty much.
Me?
Yes.
Giga tryhard.
No, I've seen other people doing it. Come on, guys.
I mean, King Dans is playing Chaos, right? So he's just guaranteed to get the Priestess on wave 11 or so. It's just, it's gonna happen. That's how Chaos works. Meanwhile, Offmer has a really juicy Nightmare Butcher roll with the Lord of Death to cover him on waves 11 and 15, with the Seedling to cover him on 3. That's a really solid roll there. Widdowson, I mean, his roll doesn't really scream at me anything particularly solid so far. I mean, I'm sure he'll be okay, but it's nothing particularly special there. Isolde and King Dans kind of, I mean, King Dans is Chaos, you can't really call it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Widdowson's role is not too bad. It's a role that allows you a lot of early game aggression. And a very decent push. I think that's the most important part with this type of role, because he doesn't really have too much for the late game. His role is kind of falling off, but you just need to be very ahead by that point, which I think with this role is decently possible.
Oh.
But I do see a weak wave on both of them on wave 8 on the team Appalachiate, so yeah.
Yeah.
That is something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. There is
The
a
6 worker
possibility.
on Isolde, pretty good. Fiesta start.
Ooh, Widdowson is not going for the snail so far.
Well, he doesn't know.
I mean, he could guess, but probably he's thinking, well, if Lil Bro is Fiesta, he's gonna be 5 workers. No, he's going for the snail. And
He gets
he's
the snail in, so that's going to be a big leak on Isolde, but King Dans, he receives a 60 send here as well. We'll have to see how he does against that. It is a DT snail. Unfortunately, I was just playing around with some stream settings. Bear with me, guys. New PC, technical issues and all that. 75% leak for King, 67 for Isolde. Sure, he's Fiesta. It's still a big leak, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
smaller than the non-Fiesta player.
I think it's worth it. It's very worth.
It's very much worth it to be able to send the 60. Compared to King, he's coming out way ahead of this trade.
We've got 6 workers on 3 of the players. Widdowson is starting to fall behind a little bit with only 5. Does feel the need to play safe here, though, on 3. He didn't really have any options other than the Treant. I mean, I suppose he could have dropped like a fist and a slime, but it's just not that great.
I mean, I have to say, I don't really understand the Treant usage there. Maybe you guys have a comment on it, because I feel like the Chain Fist is just better. Or the Oathbreaker is just better in every regard. The only difference is you can't get a Bloom Tree for 5, but I feel like you won't really want that.
I mean, the 3 on 3 is not that bad because you have the 20% stats increase on the first wave, right? So
yeah, sure.
I mean, I could see it.
But you're not really worried, right? Like, you're fine with the Fist, and he received 20 and is now just building another Treant.
But this is for the double Sovereign on 13, so...
Yeah, it seems fairly passive to me.
Yeah, he's playing very safe. He's on value, you know.
Yeah. It's not necessarily how I feel like we should go about things. Maybe
I don't like this recent like double snail full send, because if you leak him, he's gonna be Fiesta, and if you don't, then he just pushes more worker. So
he's doing really well here, actually. Like the consort kills a couple more, gets the death rattle.
This is perfect.
Yeah, really solid.
Yeah,
this is perfect for him.
He's already chilling on 100 Lithium, so King is feeling the pressure.
We can see a Drake? No Drake. Oh, double brutes! Wow.
Double brutes coming out into Kingdans. This is pretty scary here on wave 5. He does drop the Gate Guard though. He has a Buckler as well, so pretty solid tank value. 515 value as well. I don't know. How are we thinking here? Because the brutes are a pretty big threat here on wave 5.
I mean, I think it's gonna be a decent leak, because he doesn't really have magic damage other than the Seedling, and...
I think Seedlings are not to underestimate, and this Duckle tanking boss is also pretty good. It's kind of about how much time the Gate Guard's gonna have, but I think it's not gonna be too
So another summon, but that's about it. And Gate Guard goes down.
Widdowson even pushed 1 or 2 no-step before, because he was that safe. Yeah, I mean, this is basically gold, right?
He's doing really well there.
Really good.
31% leak against 140 send there, wave 5. Meanwhile, Isolde leaks 56% to a snail.
Yeah, I mean, he has really good units. Seedlings are not to be underestimated. They are way too strong in my opinion, and he also has a Gate Guard and a tree.
I feel like Drake there was the better sense. You can disagree with me, but...
Did he have 120 pre-income? He should have, right?
Yeah, I think he had 120, because he had double brute pre-income, right? So that's a trick.
Yeah.
Also gives you 6 more income, so that's that.
Oh yeah, and income is wincome.
Oh. Alright, we've got a Cannoneer coming out from Offmer into Widdowson's lane. I mean, he does look pretty vulnerable here on wave 6. What do you think? He's dropping an Oathbreaker. Not really the best counter to wave 6.
Then probably get sniped. Not sure. Depends.
Yeah. This is important now. If we get the Cannoneer onto the gun, this could be a lot of trouble for Widdowson.
Yep. But Widdowson and Kingdans are saving their mission. They're holding onto it. And I would expect them to go 8 now, I think.
Yeah.
Gun does not get sniped, but it still looks like a pretty decent leak here on Widders.
It's still gonna be 3 weapons.
Oracle plus the cannon.
Yeah, and that hurts. It hurts for sure.
But here's the issue. Now they're gonna be able to send like 200 plus on 8.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that Mythium is looking pretty scary for Widdowson and Kingdans. 170 there for Widders, 140 for King.
But Isolde has a hidden halo, which he might just drop on the 8th wave. he can just get 2 stacks, and then if he drops a Halo against the big send that he's gonna receive, or probably gonna receive, an Ogre looks quite strong against him, and that Halo will really help him out.
Yeah.
I really don't like this Mudman here.
I mean, he's not hardening. He might be going for a shift for the Doppel, perhaps.
Yeah, he should be shifting, but there should be a Butcher here. And just shift for the rest for the Topo if they read it correctly.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
Still a
Just
good
not
read
bad.
there from Offmer. He shifts to 90 gold. He could have leaked pretty badly here to a 180 from King, but no, he makes the right call, so that's a solid play. And he will be rewarded with that Doppelganger on 8. And he can harden the Mudman there as well, right?
Yeah, that's true. I just feel like the Butcher is so much
Better.
more value. Especially if you have the Doppel.
Yeah, sure.
But
It does
yeah,
give the
let's
Doppel a
see.
lot of survivability, right?
Precisely, yeah. And the more it stacks, the more lifesteal it has. And Isolde is just gonna drop the Halo here, I think. And he will at least kill a couple of things.
Well, not if he needs to adjust the split, and he does. Okay.
And he does, yeah.
Wait, no. Does he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was upper on the left before he
Yeah.
sold, and then he even sold.
And we
Wait,
have the
what?
Oh,
What is this?
Lord of Death and a hardened Mudman. This is a 240 send for Offmer, 280 for Isolde. We do expect to see some sizable leaks here. Lord of Death at least very good damage against the Ogre.
Yeah, that's true. The Ogre in Isolde's lane is already down, but he is leaking decently.
Yeah, 92% there for Isolde. Offmer though, he's doing extremely well here in lane 1.
Yeah,
He's
he
just holding.
clears.
He's
I think
just
it's
full
just
holding.
Widdowson leaking
Widdowson is
64% to a
leaking
Cannoneer.
And King is leaking as well. Or
King
is
as well?
he?
Oh,
It's
okay.
the perfect
Clears,
Fiesta.
but
Perfect
cover.
Fiesta for King, but this does mean he's not covering any of Widdowson's leaks, so they're taking a bit of King damage there for side of Abrasiat, and meanwhile Offmer's even able to kill 1 or 2 Cobras in the mid from Isolde's leak.
That's true, but keep in mind that the right side is sending huge power mercs and has really committed to this play, and the left side just went for Income King. It's just a 6% King HP difference. And
Yeah.
according to Jules, the left side is very much favored after this exchange.
I have to agree on that.
Yeah, that was a really long starve there from Widdowson and King Downs. It was a very committal play. They went for the
Yeah.
huge sends there, wave 8, 240, 280, and I mean, Offmer just fully held. Isolde, sure, he leaked pretty big, but they didn't take very much King damage.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Alright, another Cannoneer here for Offmer. He should be easily dealing with that one. Just a 30 gold bump for him. And now the pressure lead is really in favour of Team AB, right? Because King Downs doesn't have very much Mythium left over. Offmer's got a worker lead. He's got nearly 200 Mythium in the bank. And when do you think they want to play for? Maybe a wave 11 send?
I think he's gonna be on 10.
It is 10.
Yeah.
It is 10.
Yeah, I also feel like 10 into 13 is the way cleaner line. Like looking at the builds of Widdowson and King Dance, they don't really look too hot on 13. So
Also, the problem with 11 is they get Divine Blessing, which is
yes.
like you don't know what their unit they're gonna be getting. And that
Yeah.
could be very problematic. So
And there's no aggressive spells either, right? So there's no
Yeah.
like all-out assault to counter that blessing.
Yeah.
So some Income King on the King Ritter side and Fosen on the. Let's see how they do. It's 260 and 200, but it's full income on King's lane, so he should be able to clear that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Possibly.
Widerson licking the boss and the ogre.
Yeah, that hurts. That's not
Schiffer.
too much of a leak, damage-wise, but it hurts economically.
Yeah.
And he leaked on 6, he leaked on 8 to the income. He's falling behind with those trades, while Offmar is just really ahead. And Isolde is Fiesta, so he doesn't really mind to another league.
Yeah. And we can already see from the power score that he's suffering a little bit from the early game leaks.
Yeah. It also gives them a good potential for Isolde just pushing really hard into King later on, because it will be very difficult for Wither to hold off Sense.
Okay, so we see double Divine Blessing on Doppels, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I like it on Isolde.
Yeah, it's really not great on Isolde, honestly. Like, the Divine Blessing Doppel is amazing when it has lifesteal, but when it doesn't, it's just... you think he puts it on the Halo? Maybe.
I also think it's better on the Halo in that case, possibly.
Alright, everyone's saving their Mythium. We've got pretty much even Mythium numbers for all the players now, sitting around the 200 mark. Though King Dans does have a worker lead. He's pulled up to 20 now. And he took the Embargo, so not going for the Blessing. And just going for the more aggressive play.
Yeah, he needs some pressure against Offmar, but yeah, I have to say, in that spot I would have liked more to see Offmar taking Divine and Isolde going for Embargo, since King is also already showing Orchid in Gate, and I would assume they plan to go 13, so that would give him like...
But what if they skip 13? I feel like they might just skip 13, because they have Doppel and with Divine.
I feel like that might be a huge mistake against the Embargo sent from King. I don't necessarily think that Offmar is gonna hold, and Isolde is also kinda low already. Let's see how it plays out.
Also, I wouldn't be surprised if they just skip here.
Oh, there's the Hellgate there for King Dans. He's looking fairly decent 13, I guess. But it's just whether or not anyone can afford to skip, right? Yeah, here comes the Sen. So King Dans with the double 4 eyes into Offmar's Divine Blessing Doppel, so he's hoping to chew through that lifesteal.
Oh, you were correct, Xgod. They are skipping, but
I know this before.
I kind of feel like that might bite them in the ass here.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how this plays out.
Really, all depends on this unit, right?
Oh, Isolde did put the Blessing on his Doppel rather than the Halo. That might be a mistake as well. As we've discussed, like, the Doppel with lifesteal is just a complete different beast to the Doppel without.
Yeah.
That means
it has an APS on it now, and buys a little bit more time for the Halo now, I suppose. I don't hate it.
There's no Hardens either from Offmar.
Wow, they aren't afraid.
Yeah, maybe they should have been, though.
Yeah, but 2 4 eyes in Offmar's lane.
So the 4 eyes are just wasting a lot of time on the little tanks.
The 4 eyes are not yet on the Doppel. Let's track this guy's damage.
Now they are.
They're now both on the Doppel.
Oh, it's going to die very quickly in that case. Yeah, there goes the Doppel. You've got to think the Harden could have made a pretty big difference here, right? Because he's almost, at least clearing the entire wave. Offmar leaks 83%. Isolde did extremely well there, 33%. He did, of course, get a small ascent.
This is nothing, right?
Yeah, this is nothing. I kind of agree with the skip. I just feel like they could have simply done Summit King attack after seeing their values.
Now they just like one-shot them on 15 because that's how the game is.
They've lost a lot of HP there, down to 51%, but as you're saying, they have a massive pressure advantage here now. There's 650 Mythium plus for both members of AB. Widdowson and King Dans desperately sending Income and King to try and survive the send when it comes. It won't be here on 14, though. I think you guys are right. It's going to be a killer blow on 15.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're also going for a round of Income King here. I'm not sure if I like it too much, but I suppose they might be expecting the send here.
I think they never expect the send here, it's just they want their king to be full upgraded on 15.
Yeah.
But the other play is to save here and go for a race on 15, which is probably not the best given the units that Ufana already has on the board.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Oh, these sends are absolutely massive. We've got the Shaman there from Offmar. We've got Kraken and Needler from Isolde. We've got a Needler to join the Shaman from Offmar. This is a very long wave as well. He's almost getting Drake shamed, which would have been perfect, honestly, but this wave is just very, very long regardless, which is really juicy for Offmar and Isolde.
How do you guys feel about Shaman Needler into Widdowson's build? I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan. He's nearly only fortified.
Yeah, right.
I think the Needler is for the Sovereign, but I think a 4A is better.
Yeah, but Green, what you didn't understand is that Offmer was just reading Widdowson's hidden steed here. So he sends the Needler to perfectly counter those Pegasus.
Yeah.
That's why he's the absolute
not too
beast.
Sure if I like it, but I'm quite sure it will be enough to cause a very decent league.
Yeah. I mean, the sends are enormous, right? There's 10-20 Mythian there into Widdowson's lane, 10-40 for Kingdowns. He is ignoring the Kraken with the Shurikens, which is something, but he's really struggling to bring that down. It does just now go down, but he is going to leak pretty decently here, I think. And Widdowson, I mean, the Sovereign is absolutely cooking. It does just now die, but that's pretty solid there from Widdowson, and I don't think this will be a one-shot.
He nearly got the 4 as well.
He did. 146% there for Widders. 129 for King.
I'm calling that they live.
I think they live. I think they live.
I'm a believer.
But maybe on like 10 or 20% HP.
Oh, it's so hard to call these things though with the host tenacity King. Oh, it's so close! It's so close, but they survive. 5% HP on the King.
It's not even close. I wasn't worried in the slightest. But yeah, guys. So what are they gonna do now? Because I assume they want to go 18.
I mean, now things are just rough, right? Because now we're at the stage of the game where King is just playing Chaos, so he has every tier 6 for every wave that he might need it. And Widdowson's build doesn't really look particularly weak until, I don't know, maybe 20?
Oh, really? I think Widdowson is very, very leakable on 18. But the issue is that King's
an absolute god on 18, yeah. He has Fatalizer, Hades, Orchid already.
Yeah, Othma and Jandam have pushed quite a bit.
I think the play is for Isolde to Sui push for 18, which he's already doing.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Okay, that's a good read.
Already doing it.
I think they're reading the send are not coming 17.
Yep. I also agree with that play.
So the Sui push is
I don't
a very play.
see Widder holding anything there.
Wait.
They go 17? Nani?
Okay, I'm kind of surprised by that because I don't see a world in which Widdowson is leaking to that send.
Well, they both pushed really hard, so Offmer also pushed a few to no send. Isolde is just fully pushing here.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the right play for him to full push, but...
Yeah, but you know what, guys? Kingdowns and Widdowson have both made the read for 18 as well, so he's just building Fatalizer here.
Yeah, that's true. So he has a lot of bad units. I feel like with his value and the gate and the bank and the samurais, if he built for here, I feel like he's just holding. And Widdowson is shifting gold.
I think he's going to place an Avenger. He does, yeah.
He did
but there's no Hardens, there's Kingdowns building against Wave 18, there's Widdowson building against Wave 18, so sure they have insane value, but with only 11% HP on the King, this only needs to be a tiny leak for this to be GG here.
Yeah, this is very dangerous.
Widdowson? That does look like a leak on Widdowson.
And it looks like a leak on King as well.
Oh, it's close. I think King might hold.
Wait, the gun?
Oh, no.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, those two Vulcan cannons, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
This also...
Oh, this is rough now. I think this just seals the deal in favour of Team Abrasiet.
Yeah, like he's just holding, basically. He's sneaking one creep while building for 18, so I'm rather surprised they shot their shot this early. That is also what she mentioned.
Oh, and Offmer fully hardened last wave as well. So they were completely committed to the Wave 17 play there. Didn't pay off, and I'm afraid, guys, this is just pretty much guaranteed loss here now on Wave 18.
Oh yeah, this looks
that's how she
entirely over for me. Yeah. But yeah, luckily King would have also been prepared for this wave because he has the nice luck mastermind.
I mean,
where
he's
he
playing
rolled-
chaos, right? So he just gets the perfect tier 6 for every
so,
wave.
So he got the Zerker, and then he got the Phoenix. You love to see it.
Yeah, very skilled, very skillful play there from the king.
Oh yeah, that's
Alright.
that's what he's known for.
Offma receiving an 1100 Mythium send here into his fully de-hardened Golem lineup. The 3
Look at
boosted
this
Pee-wees.
go.
Yeah, I mean, Offma, he is a bit of a Pee-wee wizard, but I don't think it's going to be enough to save him here. This is at 173% leak for Offma, 104% for Isolde. The GGs come out, and I think we will see the absolute Beast King dead here, Wave 18. You guys, you don't think he's going to survive this?
I mean, it's 50-50.
It's close.
It was pretty close.
Not this time, not this time.
Either it lives or it doesn't. Kind of a 50-50 angle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of sad that they sent on 17 already, because it would have been pretty interesting how it turns out if they read it correctly and just went 18 with Janum suiciding for it. Because even though King Dance is the luckiest man alive and rolls the perfect answers on both 17 and 18, I don't think he would have held a suicide sent that started on 16 fighting phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they were gonna be like 1.7k or something like that. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, like he was sending 1.7k like this in total already, and he stopped pushing. He built for a little bit for 17, and then he built for 18.
Yeah.
So if he didn't, he could have sent a lot.
And it would have been really rough for Widdowson to try and hold on 18 as well. But that said, I mean, Offma also didn't have a great role on 18, right? Like, sure, he had the Hades, but he didn't really have good tanks for the wave. He would have had to hold longer than both Widdowson and King Downs. It would have been a tough call.
Yeah, it is a tough call for sure.
If you take a look at the win graph, by the way, it was so close pretty much all the way through. There was a bit of a lead there for the Absolute Beasts between wave 8 and 15-ish, but then with the kind of big leaks on 15, but they also leaked themselves to an income send, and I think that's what made the difference, right? Because if the Absolute Beasts could have just held their waves there on 15, not taken any more King damage, and still getting in that 90% damage against Widdowson and King Downs, maybe that gives them just enough of an economic lead that they can cement their way to victory. But with the leaks against a Dino and a few Snails, you know, it kind of it made the trade not as good as it would have been.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, that didn't change too much though. I feel like
they lost like maybe 100 gold and gave 100 gold to the other team.
Yeah, it's pretty
kinda
big. And it also means that they're much less favoured to win a race, right? Because if they're on kind of 60% King HP on 18 rather than 20%, maybe they feel a bit more comfortable to go for the 18 race rather than try and make something happen 17.
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like it was a major mistake to go for the 17 play with especially Janum being the one who pushes more, because even though Wither is behind, it's probably his best wave.
Yeah, no, that's true. And King Dan's obviously just good on every wave, so it's kind of rough. It's really rough to try and send into like a high roll chaos build late game.
Oh yeah. So you're saying into every chaos build?
Every chaos build, yeah.
But it's kind of it was not an easy call, because like once again, us as a caster, we can see everything. We can see pretty much every stats in the game. But for the players, it's really hard to make calls.
Talk for yourself, Scott.
Alright guys, with a 1-0 advantage in favour of Team Abraseat, it is everything to play for now in game number 2.
So, which masterminds will we see? Oh, we have Fiesta Cartel.
Wait a second. No. Oh, and a Fiesta from Isolde as well, so a mirror match here.
It's a mirror match with the
second
sending order. So the Wither Fiesta is sending into Janum Fiesta. Janum very skilled rolling the consort again. And he has an
He has
Aqua to
Nekomata
go
as well.
with
If you wanted to play a Nekomata Fiesta, that's a pretty good one. Widdowson, meanwhile, doesn't really have an obvious Fiesta opener. And it is worth pointing out that Widdowson is a confirmed 50% Fiesta win rate cringe lord, whereas Isolde is an absolute beast. We saw him play Fiesta yesterday. I think he played very well with it. I'm sure he's going to play well with it again now. So we'll have to see who's the better Fiesta player. Is it Lil Bro or is it Widdowson?
Yeah, I'm calling the Nightmare Fiesta.
It's probably
Oh,
gonna be a
no,
3
this-
and 6 worker, right? Like 6 worker 3 and on 2 and just put
Yeah.
a PoE.
That's
for
pretty
a
solid.
snail.
I'm not sure if I like it. What are you doing for wave 3? You're
Just,
playing the double
veteran? I don't know.
double trend PV and leaking like 90%. I'm not seeing it, but he's re-rolling the bazooka.
I
is
don't know
kind of-
about that.
Everyone saves!
Huh?
Everyone
Everyone's-
Everyone
saves.
saves!
Giga
Everyone is
tryhard.
sweating. Having that towel by their side. The sweat just dripping. Ah,
But Widdowson's playing one of those just awkward Fiesta openers, right? Or what do you guys think about the Bazooka Fiesta? You like it? Or
I mean, according to KitK, it's the best Fiesta out there. It's not my personal favorite at all, but I've heard a lot of people liking it.
The thing is, if he gets safe down 2, all he's gonna do is sell the bazooka and get a pyro on 3, right? Like,
As he did as King did against you yesterday on the ladder matches. Yeah, that was a nice thing to see.
yeah. Did King win that game, Mike Scott? I would assume no.
no, it was a close one. They lost.
Yeah, he tried to get out of it on wave 7, but there was a hostage situation going on.
Alright, there's the
Oh,
40
that-
cents coming out from Offmer and Isolde, but Widdowson and Kingdance, they continue the starve. They've got
Oh.
60 Mythium each. They
you
could go
see
for some spicy
the-
plays on 3.
Do you
Oh, that
see
lizard.
the abuse?
Oh,
Yeah. The domination of DTs over lizards has finally ended.
yeah. The
And
lizards
the
have
skip
risen
on
up.
one, the lizards have risen up to glory. And, we see
to
the
be fair,
result.
the change really does make skipping on 1 a better play, right?
Definitely.
But you see how much HP this thing has?
Oh,
Holy shit.
That gay
look
god is
how
having so
tanky
much
it
trouble
is.
chewing through that natural tank.
Maybe if it had 20 HP more, they would have gotten some king damage.
Oh, that would have been insane. But here we have a Brute coming out from Kingdowns on 3 into Offmer's lane, and a Dino from Widdowson into Isolde. So what are your guys' answers for this? Seraphine is pretty juicy, but will it survive there?
Well, the dino goes right, so
The Dino does
that's
go
something.
right. That's
Yeah,
pretty helpful.
I'm pretty sure it will survive against Alpha Wave with the consort helping.
Offmer, I think, has just nice luck to the Gargoyle reroll, right? I don't think he had that
Yeah.
a second ago.
No, but does it really hold the brute?
I mean, it's going to
Yeah,
make him do pretty
I mean,
well, but his
the-
Fire Archer needed to
Fire
tank
Archer
more here.
It's not tanking anything.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe
Oh!
also-
Oh no, Isolde! That's such a disaster. He leaks the Dino on 7% HP, and Offmer, he's leaking as
Penny?
well. He's never killing this Brute.
Penny.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all because of you.
Yeah. That's really
This is
unfortunate there for
a little
Isolde.
bit
Honestly, that's
painful.
so close to killing that Dino.
Yeah, I'm also. I'm not sure about Offma's build. I feel like if the Fire Archer tanked a bit, he's just easy holding.
Yeah.
He might have also just went for a Gargoyle Serpent.
But I also think, like polling, if you know you're getting something like a fiend or a dino, it's probably just better to let it go to the left and just kill it fast, right? I don't know.
Maybe, but then maybe your Seraphine ends up tanking the Dino and gets one shot. I don't know. It was kind of rough for him to try and kill it.
Yeah.
That was 100 send on wave 3 as well, by the way. Like,
Yeah, you don't see that often.
yeah, it's kind of rough to deal with that much Mythium on wave 3.
Oh, a nice little block build by Offma. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Ah, interesting, interesting.
This is 3k gameplay, by the way.
I mean, he's holding here on wave 4 against the Snail.
Yeah, impressive stuff.
That's why he's the
And-
absolute beast. Meanwhile, there's the Ashton coming out here on wave 5 into Widdowson's build. Widdowson does place down the Zeus though, so he's got very good damage on the wave. He also has a couple of Treants which still have their stacks on them as well, so I think Widdowson should do very well here. It might even just full hold.
Yeah. I also think he's gonna do very well. And the king with the Harbinger is also just fine against the Nosen.
I was gonna say he's not getting any send.
I think he will deal with the Nosen. I'm pretty sure. We're calling it right now.
I think Offmer didn't actually expect to leak Widdowson here. He did hold on to 30 Mythium there, so saving that for a later wave, maintaining pressure. But it looks like he's just giving Widdowson a really juicy pro leak, right? He's even going to kill... Does he ever get the last one? No. Okay, but 36% leak there for Widdowson's Fiesta with 100 send. I think he's very happy with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But what do you guys think? Offman just went for an elite archer on wave 5.
Huh.
I'm not too sure
No, I don't
about
hate it.
doing that. I mean, it's not nearly as horrible as people think on wave 5, but I'm not sure if I would have built it in that spot for 5 and 6.
I think they must already be expecting the wave 7 send, in which case Offmer's just making the absolute 5-head read here.
He is building the Zerker
Does
here,
have
though.
those, yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's a read going on.
Maybe. Meanwhile, Widdowson pushing all the way up to 10 workers, playing very aggressive. King Dan's on the other hand, he's only on 6. He's really starting to fall behind. He's not even treasure hunting here.
Yeah, see, he is kind of worried about what he might receive.
So Widdowson leaks again.
He does leak here against the Fiend. Only 2 creeps as well. Oh, no, it's 3. Okay, 50%. But meanwhile, he has 11 workers. He has more than 200 Mythium. I mean, guys, you know what 200 Mythium on 7 means, right?
I want to see a GK.
I want to see El Crinjo in the chat, guys.
A witch?
Wait,
Widdowson, did you misclick the ogre button? What is this?
What?
I mean, the wave 7 blobs, guys. Hello. And all the units that Jenem has. I mean, the synergy has been nerfed.
Yeah, I think this. I think it doesn't have the synergy with Wave 7 anymore either, right? I think it only counts enemy kills.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I'm not sure about this. Like, I think he's gonna clear the wave and leaks the witch. That's about it.
I feel like an ogre had to be better send here against a Soul Days build with the Harbinger, with the Necromata. But let's see, I'm sure he's still going to leak. Wow, Offmer actually managed to get the Trinity Archer out there. He must have sold his Fire Archer, yeah. But as a result, he's just going to full hold, right? Sure, there's 21 gold on that Mimic for Widdowson. A Soul Day leaks 74%. It's basically a witch and a couple of creeps. King Dan's is only leaking the ogre, though. This is perfect for him. And Widdowson. Oh, can the Zeus chew through the 30? It can, yeah, it can.
I mean, it was nearly the 30 HP diff.
It was nearly the 30 HP diff, but the Trinity Archer here from Offmer is clearing up against a Soul Days leak of Witch and a couple of blobs. So we're going to get a half HP Witch to the King. Does very little damage, honestly.
Yeah,
this is like a repeat from last game. Just long save into not a lot of King damage.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah, that's true, but Jenem is falling a little bit behind because he sent an El Crinjo without too much profit from it and leaked reasonably big himself. Offma is in a pretty decent spot.
He is, but he's on the cartel as well. Meanwhile, Widdowson just looks like he's having a fantastic game.
But also his King Dance. Also the cartel.
Yeah, King Dance is cartel as well, yeah. And he is pretty low income.
Yeah, it's Widdowson that's worrying me the most.
Yeah.
He is in an incredibly good spot.
He is.
Like, Power Score doesn't reflect it right now, but especially on wave 11 we'll see that he is just massively ahead of everyone else.
Now, Offmer, he has the Shadow Dancer. He's going to place that here on wave 9. And Lil Bro, Lil Bro has APS Shadow Dancer as well. Now, I'm pretty sure that means if Offmer and Isolde lose this game, even though Isolde has APS Shadow Dancer. That means it's balanced, right? Nothing to do with his disastrous early game.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah,
The
also...
nerf was really shouldn't deserve a nerf like that. And the unit was balanced.
What? Yeah. For sure.
I think the unit was balanced. I think the unit with APS was not.
Or any other buff.
Yeah.
Well, on itself it also was on the stronger side. But yeah, I feel like with a role like this, you don't really want to go for the El Quinjo too much.
Well, here come the Ogres on wave 10 from Offmer and Isolde. Widdowson's just going for an income send here, and King Dans continues the starve there. So he wants to just pile that pressure onto Offmer, but he is going to suffer, I think, when wave 11 kicks in, and he loses out on all of that juicy cartel punishment.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like Widdowson is just in such a good spot, and King is receiving a lot of pressure from Jenem, so... I don't hate the idea to give Widdowson some more room so he can just run away with the game.
Yep.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think Wolfman will have if the game goes late and there has to be a sway angle, they have the Wolfman pushing into Widdowson angle. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
King Dans is doing very well against the 260 send here. Widdowson, it does just kill the Ogre. He is going to leak, but it's not too bad, honestly, against a 280 send. King Dans, he's killed the boss. Can he ever kill the Ogre with 2 disciples? I think he might.
Yeah, that is clear.
Oh, King Dans is just holding against his 260 send here. Meanwhile, Isolde leaking to full income there from Widdowson. This should kind of even out the King damage, though.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Now King Dans is saying release the dinos, so he's not playing for a leak here against Offmer. He is just going for piling on the pressure, denying that venture from Offmer, and getting the income rolling for himself with the dino send.
He also saw this unit, which might have changed his plan.
Yeah, because if he did get that upgraded to a Dread Knight here, he's just never leaking him, right?
Yeah, exactly. Before showing that, he was looking rather bad on 11, but yeah, now he goes for the cell and is just getting out the Shadow Dancer while having GA for it. The Dread Knight, I mean. So I think it's the correct call to opt for income.
Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of this GA on Dread Knight because
it doesn't do much, right? Yeah.
It's the last unit to die, right?
Yeah.
Respawn with half HP.
I think you should have a word with Penny about it being the last unit to die. you might find yourself in some form of disagreement there. So for some people, it carries way more value than you might think.
Yeah, King Dans is leaking to Dino Fiend send. Widdowson holds, Offmer holds, Isolde holds. But there are 3 ventures on the field. 2 of them on the side of Team Abrasid.
Yep. So it all kind of depends on how they're gonna use them. I feel like it's got wave 15 angle for them now because
it's gonna be 14.
You think?
Yeah.
Why would it be 14? Why wouldn't King and Widder just go for 15 now?
I don't know, but just trust me. I think it's gonna be 14. We'll see.
Stars? Trust me, bro.
I just have a feeling. We'll see.
Huh.
I can't really tell you, but when it happens,
we'll see. A man of secrets and mystery. I understand.
Widdowson has a lot of Mythium stored up now. He didn't full send there on 11. I think he was the only player who didn't. He's now more than 100 Mythium ahead of everybody else.
Now I'm really curious if it's gonna be 14 or 15.
Surely it won't be 13 with 3 players' ventures kicking in, right?
Oh, no.
Not 13, but I feel like one of the teams, or maybe both teams, try to undercut on 14.
Oh wait, is Widdowson just getting an amazing Fiesta here? 25% to no send on 12?
Beautiful.
That's really juicy.
Yeah, I mean, on the side of Offma and Janum, I think forcing 14 would be the correct play with their builds, because you don't really want to receive the send on 14. But I feel like King and Wither would preferably want to go for 15. Looking at their values, I'm not sure anymore if they can achieve that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I caught 14.
Yeah, which was another reason for me to think it can't be 14.
I guess when the 5 times Nova Cup winner says, "Trust me, bro," you trust him, bro. No.
Yeah, Wither going for the Zarya here. Not too great for the next wave.
It's pretty good tank value on 14 though, right? Like, sure, it's not the best damage, but it's a really good arcane tank. If it just heals forever, it's infinite value. Yeah, there's a big send. It is wave 14. Hexgod was right.
And the send is coming out from all players.
Yeah.
So which side do you guys think will come out ahead of this trade?
It's really hard to call, right? Because I don't know. I feel like Isolde has the best build here on wave 14, but
I am not sure if I would say that, because
he needs to be doing that.
He has good
MPS,
units. I feel like he's just lacking tanks. Like, this is a huge investment. It's unupgraded.
Yeah.
I see.
I think the MPS APS would be better here.
680 send there for Isolde. He does receive the biggest send. He has got the most value, so that's kind of where Lil Bro likes to be. But we'll have to see, because this is a massive send against him. 2 Ghost Knights as well, countering the Doomsday very well. Widdowson, I mean, his Azeria did tank extremely well. He's gonna leak, but it's pretty good performance there for Widdowson. 104%, 80% for King. 1, 2, 3 for Offmer, and just 67 there for Isolde, so he does perform extremely well, but there's 17 creeps reaching the King of AB, 13 reaching the King of Abracea. There's a lot of damage on both sides, but I think both sides do survive here.
Yeah, they went for some mutually assured destruction.
Oh, it's very close though on the side of AB. They're just barely surviving. Wait, Centaur?
Wow.
3%. Easy.
Wow, I wouldn't have thought that it would be this close.
Yeah. Now we see Widdowson on fire. It's only a 25 gold shutdown. And even Jules can't really call it, giving just a 54% lead there to the side of Widdowson and Kingdowns.
Oh yeah, I mean, one small misstep in a game like this and it's just over for you.
Yeah.
Both teams are on 0 king, basically.
Yeah, Widdowson placing down triple pyro here, just trying to cover that weak wave 16 where Kingdowns doesn't look great.
But wouldn't it be better to not show it here, because
yeah, maybe bait the send.
The 16 send.
But maybe they just want to send 16 themselves. I mean, Isolde is on the Doomsday, he's got Harbinger, that's just dead value. I don't know. With super low king HPs on both sides, it's one of those scenarios where if one team sends and the other doesn't, they can't afford to leak at all, really.
Ufma and Isolde are both pushing to no send.
Yep. Which, I guess they're hoping for the other side to skip.
Yeah.
And then they go for the cheeky double Sui play.
But it's not gonna work.
Unfortunately, it isn't.
Pretty big sends coming out all around. Offma did push very heavily for this. He's on 41 workers here, so not trying to hold whatsoever. Meanwhile, though, Widdowson, he just has 6 pyros on 16, so he should be able to melt the wave.
And the 6th pyro was built.
He is receiving a 640 send, though. And the Kraken does mitigate a lot of that pyro damage. It reduces the AoE onto the wave, but I mean, the wave is just dead. Widdowson, he's just holding here. Kingdowns, sure, he's going to leak, but with Widdowson holding, I think that's just the win for the team of Abracet. Because Isolde, he can't hold.
Yeah, both absolute beast players are leaking.
Oh.
So this is the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this is the quick 2-0. Abrasiet will get to the grand finals.
Wow. Defeat. Yeah, pretty decently played by them, I have to say. It's unfortunate. I would have loved to see a third game.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Just look at the graph, guys. It's so close from pretty much start to finish, where it just takes a massive nosedive with Widdowson and those pyros just really sealing the deal. So pretty good presence of mind there from Widdowson to just build the triple pyro on 15. The 6th pyro was built on 16, and he just melted that wave as a result.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they just have better late game, mid to late game decision making and just more experiences playing these tournament games. So
yeah, and Widow was building the pyros on 15 to probably bait the enemy team to skip there while they send.
I mean, whatever the reasoning was, it worked. So
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it worked, so it must have been the correct choice.
But they could never have skipped there, right? Widdowson and Kingdens could never have skipped. They would have died if they'd saved their Mythium on 16.
Yeah, I think so. Because even like this, Widdowson didn't have too much alive anymore, and King is just leaking 100%.
Well, guys, as a result, that is a 2-0 quick knockout there. Team Abrasiet do make it through to the grand finals, whereas the absolute beasts, Ofma and Isolde, they unfortunately end their tournament journey here. Let's see, is the other semi-final still going? It looks like it is. I see Aviator on wave 9, so maybe we can hop into that game quickly and see if we can catch up on the action.
Let me see. Alright. I'm loading in.
I'm loaded. Alright.
You're loaded.
I'm loaded.
Very, very much bragging there, Mr. Pennywise.
I mean, if you got it, flaunt it. So we're on wave 10 currently. Aviator is on fire. Looks like he's having an absolute banger of a game here. 14 workers apiece for Adams and Aviator. Shadowwing's Castle, he's on 9 workers, wave 10. We have seen him recover from worse scenarios, though. There was a game yesterday where he had 8 workers on wave 10 against Lucy's 17, and he did win that game. So
yeah. That's true. It kind of looks like a rough spot though, so let's see how this is gonna go. I don't see Eidetic holding this wave at all. He's receiving 220 cent, and he is not great on this wave. And it looks like Shadow ain't holding either.
Shadow is not holding. They still have 100% King HP currently, but that is about to change in around 20 seconds time as we see joint 49% and 55% leaks there from Shadowwings and Eidetic.
Yep. But now Castle will kick in.
Yeah.
And as you know, all they have to do is last till wave 14.
I mean, that's just simple math, Screen.
Yeah, and that's just simple maths. And then it's basically like, I don't know if you remember the Yu-Gi-Oh times, but then he basically has all Exodia parts.
He's assembled the pieces, yeah.
He has assembled the pieces, and then it's just auto-win. It's simple math, man.
Let me just check Aviator's profile quickly to see what the scoreline is.
I mean, I would highly assume it's 1-1.
It is 1-1, yeah, it is 1-1.
This has to be the third game.
We're in game 3 currently, which is Adamiator versus 0-4, Report, and Ban Us. And yeah, currently tied at 1-1. Though this game does look heavily in favour of Team Adamiator.
Alright. So, what do you think everyone's plan is here?
Well, it looks like Shadowwings and Eidetic are going for the wave 12 send. It is Shadowwings after all.
Yeah, Shadowwings and wave 12.
Name a more iconic duo.
I mean, the only one that comes to mind is our fellow friend Xgod here.
Is he a Wave 12 enjoyer as well?
Also a Wave 12 enjoyer. Especially if there's something like overwork in the game. There's no wave. There's not a Wave 12 cent coming. Alright. So... Adamas and AB are not sending. And I can see a lot of struggle, especially on Adamas lane here, to be quite honest with you. And the side of Shadow and Eidetic really needs some king damage here. That would help them out a lot.
Doesn't kill the Ram.
It doesn't kill the Ram.
Oh,
it's
that's
a
rough.
huge
131% for a damned, but Aviator is holding.
Yep. He is. He is also quite strong here.
Oh, they're not taking too much king damage though. They're always going down to 74%. They still have the king HP lead against Shadow Wings and Eidetic on 53, and as a result, Jules is heavily favouring the side of Adamsiator. More to the point, they were able to save their Mythium past that Wave 12 send. So when do you think Adams and Aviator decide to send here? Is it going to be 14, 15, maybe even longer?
I feel like they would want to go 14, preferably. But looking at Eidetic's and Shadow's value, I'm rather sure they will go here, especially with Eidetic leaking quite huge.
Yeah, this is a pretty big leak.
I haven't really spotted it, to be honest. I would assume they just pushed to no send there.
They're both very low value here on 13, but yeah, I think this race is probably only going one way.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, the sends are massive all around. The sends, obviously coming from Shadow Wings and Eidetic, are quite a bit bigger, but they have way less value as well. So I think we're probably going to see a GG here.
Are they bigger though? I mean...
They have to be, right?
I mean, Adamas and Aviator saved their Mythium on 12, right?
Ah, they did, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so you have 620 on Eidetic while he's sending 460.
Yeah.
So they do have less value while receiving more Mythium.
I think this just feels like a bit of a doomer now for Shadow Wings and Eidetic.
How do you think this is gonna go?
Yeah, I think there's probably just one way that this one goes. 164% lead for Eidetic, 135 for Shadow Wings, 28 creeps walking towards their king with 38% HP remaining. Guys, I think
don't see them surviving that, unfortunately.
I don't think they're going to survive this. It's close. Oh, not quite.
All they had to do was get past the magical wave 14, and to do it to simple math alone, they would have won that game.
Yeah.
For free. It's unfortunate to see it, but now we have our finalists, Mr. Pennywise.
We do.
It's gonna be King and Wither against Adamas and Aviator.
That is a juicy final. That's a really juicy final.
Are you hyped as well?
I'm really hyped about that one. I don't think we've seen Adams and Aviator play together, at least not for a long time. They may have done months and months ago, but I don't think we've seen them play for a while. So this should be really cool. What do you guys think? Xgod, what do you think about this matchup?
I mean, it's definitely gonna... I hope to see all 5 games. That's that is my That is my wish.
Yeah, we love to see all 5 games. That would be pretty incredible. Like the semi-finals are over really quickly. We've had 3 games played, and it's only been an hour on cast because all of the games have been really aggressive. They've ended quickly. I don't think we've seen any wave past 16, or maybe we had 117 or 18.
Yeah,
no, there was
117
117, but it was 2-0 series.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the games have been fast and aggressive. I like it.
It's just
the way you like it.
I feel like that's how the meta is at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is going to be a really exciting matchup. We've got Adams and Aviator, both incredible ladder players for sure, and very good tournament players as well. Adams used to dominate the tournament scene back in the early days of Legion. Haven't seen them play Nova Cup recently anyway. At least they may have played in the past, but King Downs and Widdowson, of course, we all know them. They've won a whole lot of Nova Cups already, so either way this is just going to be a really intense matchup between these 2 teams. Would love to see the full 5 games played, but we are going to have a bit of a break, I think, before that final. We need to let the players have a bit of a rest, so probably 10 minutes, guys. Let the casters have a break, let their players have a break, and we will be right back with the grand finals in around 10 minutes time, so don't go anywhere.
Right, see you guys.
The oceans rise!
Joe Conyu is doing way too well here. Look at this, the Azeria is just killing everything. The Centaur will get through, but Joe Conyu, what an insane hold! Wow! I mean, there's a reason this guy hit Legend. The Phoenix is just destroying the backline. Is she even holding? I think Lucy's just holding here.
Everything joins me in time.
X-God, I mean, he's got 2 Drakes out there with the MPS buff, with the Leviathan buff. That looks like a hold as well. Oh, Fiesta! Oh, 3 Fiesta picks! Everybody linking. What a Fiesta here on Wave 9. 61 for X-God, 71 for Lucy, 56 for Drakir. Look at the Kings, look at the Kings, look at the Kings. It's so close! It's so close! Oh! It's so close. Let's zoom out so we can see both sides at once. Oh, what? So close, but I think with 30% it's just not enough. And yes, X-Crash, oh, your July Nova Cup champion. Well played. No.
Dope something. Oh, no.
It is a bounty, okay.
I'm actually so. Alright.
All right,
go.
Twitch chat, welcome, welcome. We are back just in time for the grand finals, and what a matchup this one is going to be. We have Adams and Aviator versus Kingdowns and Widdowson. This is going to be an extremely high-level game of Legion, I think. We're all hoping to see the full best of 5. Guys, Green Spirit,
yeah.
X-God, what are you guys thinking about this final? Have you got any favourites?
Personally, I would say it's maybe 60-40 for Kingdowns Widdowson.
That much? 60%? That's a pretty big edge you're giving them.
Yeah.
Well, it's in a BO5. It's I wouldn't say stat. It's like it's for the entire BO5, not for like a single map. So
Yeah. Fair play, fair play.
Yeah, I also have to say I see King and Wither as favored in this matchup for sure.
They
How do
definitely
you
have
feel?
more tournament experience together, right? Like Aviator and Adams, they've also played a bunch of tournaments. I know Aviator's won at least one of the Nova Cups, and Adams may have. I mean, it's getting really hard to remember. I can't even remember what I had for breakfast.
I don't think he did.
Yeah. But Aviator's definitely won one. He won with SSP, very early days of Nova Cup.
Crazy.
Whereas Kingdowns and Widdowson, they've obviously won a whole bunch of Nova Cups, and importantly, they've won them together. So they have that experience playing with one another. They know how to make things work between the two of them. They have very good game plans. They have very good just flow throughout their games. And they're going to be some really tough opponents to beat. But Aviator and Adams, they certainly have a chance. The pair of them are absolute beasts on the ladder.
For sure. And I personally think that it kind of depends on play styles as well. Like with some people, the play style just meshes together very well, so you don't need too much experience together. Like when Kid K and I were playing, for example, we weren't doing before. Like we had like 3 warm-up matches on Saturday. And that's basically all we had. But it's just we just work together.
Yeah.
It's just our way of thinking is very similar.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Aviator and Adamas, you also have a pair of 2 guys who will have an easier time to get on the same page compared to others.
For sure, for sure. But guys, the time for predictions is over, and the time for games is now, because game number 1 of this September Nova Cup final is here. Let's go.
And we have Nice Luck Damas with his favorite mastermind.
Kingdowns also with the Chaos Abuse.
Yeah, Nice Luck.
Nice
and we have Fiesta on Aviator, making it spicy in the first match already.
That is spicy.
But unfortunately, not a very good Fiesta row, at least for the early game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have obvious Fiestas there for sure.
I mean, he has like Sea Dragon garbage, but I'm not a huge fan.
No, it gimps your entire build, right, if you do something like that.
Yeah. And I mean, if it was you playing Penny, I wouldn't mind. Because if you gimped your build, I mean, how much worse can it get? you know? But I feel like Aviator is a player who actually has the capability to have a decent build.
Yeah.
So he is going for the Nightmare Fiesta.
Okay.
He sold the Nightmare again, so maybe he's rerolling. Or plan. I'm not sure what he's doing.
I think the Nightmare Fiesta can be pretty... He did.
was the reroll.
You got a buzz.
Nice. I mean, that's
re-rolled.
really solid. They're also
And he
double
also
snailing
had-
here, and King Dance is going to leak there with the Gate Guard.
Yep.
Double
That's
snail.
that's pretty nice. I mean, I kind of like Aviator's rule. He also has the slime, and he has the gate with hero for later on. I think it's a fairly decent Fiesta role now, after the atrocity that we have seen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
He gets the 2 creep leak there from Aviator. Meanwhile, King Dance, he's leaking 50%, and he doesn't have that Fiesta to help him out.
Yep.
So Aviator's getting a snail here, but he's staying 5 worker.
Yeah,
Interesting,
and he's
not
getting
going
the
for-
slime.
I wonder if
Yeah,
he decides
this
to
is
add the Boz
leaking.
as well.
Yeah, this is leaking, I think.
But
And he is expecting the send, and he has the correct read, so I don't hate it. Especially because it's just very hard to punish the gun in the early game. Just so strong. He
Does have the Boz as well. That's a pretty good read there from Aviator, knowing he's going to get the snail here, and as a result, this should be a really good Fiesta.
I'm not sure how this performs. I'm kind of getting worried that he's
might
just holding.
hold. No.
There's 4 creeps alive. Oh, consort.
I mean, I think
That's
Oh, it's
gonna
be a
the
hold,
bus
yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
mistake.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about when I saw the bus. That is very unfortunate. It would have been a really nice Fiesta if he didn't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe without the Boz, it could have been a pretty big leak, though. I think it's one of those where he holds with it, but he's probably leaking like 50% without it.
50.
Yeah, because then the slime tanks most of the wave, it dies very quickly, and then you end up with 11 creeps attacking the consort on its own.
True.
Maybe.
I think the split makes quite a big difference.
Yeah, but at the same time, you just wanna. If you're playing Fiesta, you wanna be like riskier. You know,
Yeah.
Just take YOLO. Let's go for it.
Now here he's going for a bit of a leak. Can he kill one more hopper? He can. 33%
I mean,
there is
that's-
pretty juicy.
That's a very decent one.
And Adams is able to clean all of this up. We do have 3 of the players chilling on 7 workers, while King Downs is lagging behind with 5. But that's to be expected. He is going to get 100 send here from Adams on wave 4.
A little bit of cringy going on.
A bit of El Crinjo, but he does get the Atom, which is very, very solid at this stage of the game.
Oh
He's
yeah.
going for the flower.
Yeah, the flower is just...
Not too sure. I mean, I guess it clears the wave regardless, but
I think the flower is a pretty decent answer.
The flower's really good for sure, yeah.
It also just gives him the freest push of all times now. He can just full push and he will be fine on 6 as well.
The DTs are good damage against the flower, but I mean, he has 400 value. I think King Downs
Yeah,
is just
and
doing
this is
very,
soft
very fine
tanking.
here.
And gets another spawn.
Yeah.
And the
He's
flower is
just-
still
he's just
alive.
holding. He's just full holding.
Yeah. I mean, flower is just quite strong.
Alright, now we get the counter send here. We've got Dino coming out from Dans. We've got Imps coming out from Widdowson. Imps on 5. That's a bit of a blast from the past.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's so creative. Maybe we'll see him all on 8.
But look at this. He's thrown the perfect answer for 5. We just need to see if he will find the perfect positioning for the units. What do you think of this?
I'm not sure what to think of this.
I'm not sure
I mean,
that's the perfect positioning, but it should tank the split.
It will tank the split.
Oh no, I don't think it will. The split's too
no.
high. It's going to go on the Nightmare. That's some of it.
It's
Some of
tanking
it.
some. It's tanking some.
This
But
is
it
actually
wouldn't
looking
have-
like pretty good aggro.
I mean, we also have to admit it was very difficult to position it in with
Yeah.
that type of build. Like
Yeah.
having a Tempest.
And that's a 49% leak there for Adams. The problem is that Aviator's leaking decently as well. Oh, that's rough. That's another penny leak on that Dino. 13% HP there, 56% for Aviator. And this is 10 creeps reaching the king, including 2 imps.
Yeah, while being close to value, I feel like he would try to maybe cover. I'm not sure. But yeah, the outcome of this wave is certainly not something you want to see if you are in Adamas and Aviator's shoes.
Yeah, they've lost 17% HP from their king. They are at least even in terms of workers, so they've got that going for them.
Yeah, Jules is not too much of a believer, though.
He's not.
He only gives them a 43% win chance.
Yeah, but I know why Jules doesn't believe. It's because Adams accidentally sent the Dragon Turtle instead of the Lizard.
Ah. That is a fair point.
Yeah, the time for Dragon Turtle is over, boys. Lizard is my new best friend now.
He needed the gold.
Yeah, he needed the gold.
I mean, he clearly saved the rest to keep the pressure, but as you can see, the DT was necessary.
Yeah.
So the question is, do they go for 8? Because that's the...
Oh, he's going for another DT. Jules isn't going to like that one.
It's the upgraded strategy. It's not the snail drip anymore. It's
the DT drip. But surely it should just be the lizard drip, no?
It should be lizard drip, yes. Yeah. Clearly. It's the superior form.
Mm-hmm.
Really not a big fan of the... I mean, I guess he needs to get a canopy here, but now they lose all the pressure for 8.
Yeah. That's 80 Mythium that he sent over the last couple of waves, which is just... I mean, I guess he gets the gold from it, right?
Yeah.
But you're right, Xcod, it does relieve a lot of pressure from King Dance. Imagine if this was 200 Mythium that he had available instead of 120.
Yeah, but also I feel like King is not that weak on 8, honestly. Like, he has a Disciple, and he can get a boosted Orchid. What do you want to send into that?
Yeah. I mean, we have a pretty even game, honestly. Like, despite the kind of slight advantage for Abrasiat, there are 8 workers across the board. There's a full income send coming from 3 of the players, but a pack leader coming out from Widdowson. So we need to keep eyes on Adam's lane. He is receiving a big send here. How well is he going to perform?
I think they're both just going to be fine, more or less.
Yeah.
It's interesting that how you pronounce their name. Like, after listening to King say it, I would have thought the proper pronunciation is something like Abrasiat. That's how I would have thought it's pronounced.
I'll need to work on that, yeah. Abrasiat. I can't do it, I just don't have the smooth tones of King.
Yeah, it's just Abrasiat.
Yeah, Adams did easily hold. I mean, he has still something like 500 value alive in the middle. And the one who's closer to leaking there is Aviator, but still no cigar against the 180 send. He is fully holding.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Widdowson fell into the trap of sending full into Adamas while he is playing Chaos.
Yeah, because he's just going to be plus 100 on every wave, right?
At the very least.
I mean, look at his build now.
He's perfect unit.
Well, having the perfect units, yeah.
Yeah.
We're old hat at this now, guys. We know how Chaos works. But we see Adams, he is shifting 150 gold, and likewise with Aviator. Whereas King Dance and Widdowson, they actually found the U key on their keyboard, so maybe a bit of a divergence now between the two teams.
Oh yeah, we see
going for
Aviator,
I guess.
Yeah, Aviator and Adamas just shifting. I mean, Adamas shifting for the nice luck Berserker that he's rolling now.
Yeah.
Apparently.
But do you think that King Dance and Widdowson are going to send on 10?
I'm not too sure. Like, it looks alright against Aviator.
It looks alright against Aviator, but they're really strong themselves. They do. Okay.
It's Adamas and Aviator sending as well, even though they shifted a lot of gold.
Mm-hmm. Adam's actually opting not to go for the Berserker. Instead, he wants his Doppelganger alive, and with his other 90 gold, what does he want to play there? Maybe he sells a seedling, plays a gate card, or
maybe he's gonna go for the Pixie because he's not worried. He's going for the Maiden. Not sure if I'm a big fan of that, but
No,
No.
probably not.
I don't think
Yeah.
anyone would ever accuse you of being a fan of the Maidens, though, Green. But let's see, we've got 200 send for Dams. It's only Income and King, though. And there is a Mimic walking into Aviator's lane. We'll have to keep eyes on this one. This is the biggest send here.
It
It's
is an
absolutely
income
snacking.
mimic. It is an income mimic for sure
absolutely
against his
snacking.
board.
He's going to hold, though. But there's
Yeah.
12 gold on that Mimic. Can it get some more?
Maybe 15?
Oh, 16.
16. Okay.
Mimic boss. But yeah, Aviator's easily holding there. Aviator easily holding against the Mimic send. And now we have a bit of a worker lead going back in favour of Dams and Aviator, with King Dans and Widdowson now deciding not to press the worker button and rather go for the
yeah.
egg sack here on 11.
Yeah, and it's 0 push. Interesting.
0 push on both of them.
will we see a Bigos Wiggos on Widdowson's lane
Ain't no way, right?
after he
Wait,
hasn't pushed?
wait a minute. Green?
What? Oh, there is the banker.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you can hear it.
I hear it. I hear it.
I'm rubbing my filthy hands together, seeing this bankers popping up, and it's 3 bankers instead of a Bigos Wiggos.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I
Also,
do
not
they still
sure.
survive?
Yeah, that's the risk that you're taking. While
Wait,
playing
one of them at
Gandalf.
least is dying, right?
Yeah, that's for sure the risk that you're taking while playing a ranged build.
Yeah. Okay, now we get a full send actually coming
Oh, the
out from
sends
the
are gone.
dams, but only a dams. Aviator is saving his Mythium, so this is just a dams' attempt to break King Dan's egg here on wave 12. He wants to deny him a bit of value out of that Hydra.
Yeah, but I'm not sure, even if he breaks the egg, is it really worth it to just... Because
It's-
they're not doing any king damage, and he's like just allowing him to push after this.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that myself.
And that is assuming he's leaking. This. We'll see.
Two Bigos Wiggos on Widdowson's side.
Okay,
I mean,
it's a play.
I don't know, like we can see a leak on King now.
Yeah,
and
quite
I
a big
would
one.
assume Aviator would send on wave 13 now.
Oh, but wait, this send might actually just be Giga 5 head because not only does it kill the egg, we might find some dead wigs here as well. Oh, this is. Wait a minute. The wigs?
no.
The wigs are cooking.
Wait, this one?
Oh, the perfect big wig tank.
Aviator is holding on to his Mythium. I kind of thought they might use this long wave to break Wither economically on 13 and just go for these split sends to fight the Cold War, the economic war, instead of going in for the new nuclear damage.
Yeah. And one thing worth considering is that the biggest Wiggus does buff the Lioness here, so that is just insane
Wow.
synergy for Widdowson.
Wow, I have never thought about that.
So now the thing is, because Adam is sent on 12, they can't really go for 14 cent, which is what they should be aiming for. Is it just gonna be 15 now?
I guess it has to be 15, yeah.
Or do they like Aviator sends
maybe
maybe
they're
they're
worried.
14?
Well, Dams and Aviator are still both basically on
Aviator's gonna
value.
go.
Oh, he goes for a send here.
Yep.
Alright.
I mean, I would assume they're kind of worried as well, because Aviator does not look too hot here.
Hmm.
And he is fairly under even with sending.
Yeah. Now we have, I don't know. Like, they're pretty close to value, honestly. King Dans has 95 more gold, but it does look like he's going for a shift, though. So he really doesn't expect this end here on 14. It's only a pack leader.
I mean, I also wouldn't expect this in here, but we'll see how he does.
300 Mythium for King Dans, 520 though for Widdowson. Let's keep eyes on this Siege Ram. It does die fairly quickly. The Iron Scales one-shotting that Siege Ram, and of course the Bigwig's impact damage making a big difference. But this will be a leak for Widdowson.
They're making quite an impact in this on this wave.
Whoa. That is a 65% leak for Widdowson. King Dans, though,
Yeah,
this looks
King
like a
is just
pretty
holding.
comfortable hold for him.
Yeah, it has put them in quite a weird spot. The center on 12.
Now here comes the counter-attack from King and Widdowson. We've got Needler coming out from Widdowson, Ghost Knight from King. Interesting to see if a Dans, an Aviator, they do go for the income King play.
Oh yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah, income, dinos and snails. I presume they want to try and max that King attack as well. Yeah, this is a big send though. Widdowson with the Needler and the Four Eyes. King Dans meanwhile double Witch and a GK. Aviator, yeah, I mean he doesn't have anything that's good against a Ghost Knight, right? Because nearly all of his damage is impact. And none of it is spell.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he will have a very hard time killing that.
So the question is whether to survive here or not, because the leaks are gonna be massive.
700 send for a Dam, 760 for Aviator. Can either player perform well here? I mean, we still have hero gates on Aviator, right? That's quite a lot of magic damage, but all of it is going into the Ghost Knight so far.
Yep.
He's just really struggling. The Ghost Knight was such a good send against him. It does now die, but it's too little too late. This is going to be a massive leak for Aviator, and a Dam's,
Also, Adamas is putting a lot of damage into the boss and not
killing it. I think
which
they
hurts.
will survive. I don't know, man. It's just so close.
It's close.
I expect
There's no
them.
shaman, so maybe
So,
they live.
They have no spell though, so it is very close.
What? No,
It's-
they're going to die. They're dead.
Oh, they're dead.
They die.
Wow.
Yeah, no
Wow.
spell. No spell. Yeah, I feel like King upgrades are very important right now. And they have no spell at all, while both leaking over 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
That
It
is-
is really rough. Yeah,
is pretty rough.
I mean, the wave 12% just put them into a very
Yeah, I think it
weird
really
spot.
just came down to the weird wave 12 send, and then they had to send 14 because
Yeah, because then they're just too worried about leaking both, while Wither and King can just relax because King is just always gonna hold. He has the broken egg, but it's still very decent value with one stack, and he pushed one worker to the
Yeah.
260 cent, so he's just gonna be fine.
Yeah, and Widdowson even performed very well there as well against the 527. Only a 65% leak. It gave them a long wave. It gave them enough time, enough Mythium for this killer blow on 15. So yeah, well played there. Abrasier, they do take a quick 1-0 lead in our grand finals.
Yep.
pretty clean game from them.
Yeah, clean
so
game
far,
for sure.
I think. Mhm.
Clean game for sure. So, I mean, what do you think that Adams and Aviator need to do differently here in game number 2? Because it did feel like this one kind of spiraled out of control. They were probably fighting an uphill battle from very early on, it felt like, in this game.
I mean, I think it's just the early game blunder on wave 5.
Wave 5,
That's,
yeah.
that was bad, but other than that, I think they did fine. The Sin on 12 was a little bit weird, like we mentioned
Yeah.
earlier, but other than that,
Yeah, that's a big power of eggs in the mid game. They are incredibly strong. They can bait bad sends, and if you don't send and break them, it's just sure you give them free value. So it's very very hard to play against it because I
it
personally
forces
feel
the
like-
enemy to make bad decisions. That's the
Exactly. I feel like the best way to abuse it is for the player receiving from it to play a bit more aggressive and to punish the other player more. But yeah, it makes the game a lot more difficult. And it's something when you're ahead, it's just an incredibly strong tool,
Yeah.
especially when you're ahead.
Yeah, yeah. And it could have been different as well, right? If that 12 send had killed Widdowson's big wigs, because I think he gained something like 50 gold there on wave 13. So that is the sort of thing that can make a difference, right? Like the 50 gold maybe means that he then leaks quite a bit more on 14 and they get more gold. Maybe it's enough to survive on 15. You know, it's these little margins that really do make a big difference in a game of Legion.
Yeah, I mean, take it to heart, Penny. Like, a big wig can certainly make a huge difference.
Yeah, all right. Maybe I could borrow some of Xgod's hair. It looks like he has quite a bit to spare. All right, but guys, game number 1 is concluded in favour of Team Appreciate. Meanwhile, we have game number 2 about to begin, so let's get the show on the road.
Let's go. Will we see another Fiesta game? I'm curious. It requires a lot of communication to like prevent things like the Wave 5 incident, because it's with Adamas pushing 7 workers and then receiving imps there, it's just very rough to be holding there. And additionally covering. But we do see the Fiesta again. They are confident in their ability to pull it off.
I like that.
I also
Fiesta.
like that.
Yep. And we do have Aviator sending into Widdowson, so traditionally that is an advantage to the Fiesta player who sends to the other.
Yep. They changed the sending order, I suppose. And yeah, Aviator does not have... Oh, really?
It's the same order now.
Yeah. You are correct, yes. Aviator doesn't have a great Fiesta.
But he's doing the tech, the Tempest tech.
The tech. He is going for the tech.
So we'll see how this does. So that should be a leak to no send.
This should definitely be a leak,
it does well on 1, but wave 2 and 3 and 4 are the more complicated ones with this, in my opinion. And those are a lot of waves that I just named.
Oh, there's no snails, so the Fiesta player's getting away with murder perhaps, but Aviator, he does want to save his Mythium. He's going into Widdowson's Fiesta Gate Guard Angler start?
The Fiesta Gate Guard Angler. The classic.
The classic, yeah.
El Clásico.
Nani?
Yeah, let's see how that plays out. Personally...
A pretty juicy leak there from Aviator. 2 creeps.
Yeah, that's really nice. But yeah, I personally kind of like the non-leaking Fiesta openers, which also has the additional benefit to tilt out Xgod incredibly hard when I play with him.
I just spamming his board like a lot of question.
Yeah, so there are a lot of upsides to playing it for me personally. But every time I play something like that and I get skipped on 1, it's just the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
It's just, I can just sit there and rub my filthy little hands and be happy about it. Because they just want to give you a pro league for free.
Yeah,
which I don't think will happen.
I think he's just going to hold here, but he's 230 value.
Yeah, he is a builder for sure.
Oh, but Kingdams, he's Waldoing 58% to the snail there.
Yeah. Oh, I can't emote as a spectator.
Well, that's only he
unlucky.
killed the Crips after the spell, right? So it's only 33%.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
Oh, that's way better. Yeah, sorry.
I didn't know for a while that this leaks until I received a snail. Because I kind of would have expected this build to just hold.
I think we had I think it was Shadow who had a bit of an incident yesterday where he leaked like 100% to a snail on 2. I guess the new casket is just not quite what it used to be, you know, pre-patch.
Oh, it's a little bit
it's
RNG, but yeah,
it's
if you're very bad
definitely.
luck.
I feel like it's definitely stronger in the early game and more consistent. Like, especially the more consistent part is what Jules was aiming for, which I think is clear by the shorter cooldown. But yeah, I was kind of surprised by the angular positioning of Kingdance, but then he sold it. And Widdowson still staying 230 value.
Oh, he's getting a pretty juicy Fiesta now, right?
Fast and aggressive, which I really like.
Wait.
Very long wave.
Is
and
he
a
leaking
juicy
like
Fiesta.
2 hoppers? Wow. Wow.
Absolute magic.
That's a perfect Fiesta there from Widdowson.
Yep.
And he
Wave
has
4
7
is
workers.
gonna be very rough because he will receive a decent bit of Mythium.
Yeah, he's going to get 80, right? I assume that Aviator adds the snail here.
Yeah. But with the Bounty Hunter, she shouldn't do too horrible, while King just easily holds with this Badaboyo.
Yeah, the Fire Elemental is pretty cracked, but it should pull the Dino onto itself, right? Assuming Adams does not add a snail.
I think it's fine though.
Yeah,
He's
but
got
it's-
so much
Aviator. Aviator.
AoE.
Yeah. Like with the AoE, the wave is just down very fast.
I mean,
Aviator is
against the
receiving an 80
cent.
cent.
Wait,
but
maybe?
he has the
Widdowson
Cage
did
of
upgrade
Pain.
the Bounty Hunter here, but it's not going to save him, I think. There should still be a decent-sized leak for Widowman.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's
This
never
is-
going to kill the Fiend
Leaking the
either.
Fiend.
Oh,
That
that's a rough one.
is-
77% for Widdowson.
That is a sad sight, yeah, for sure.
And
Aviator.
Adams and both holding.
Aviator with the Cage of Pain Fiesta,
Indeed.
which, yeah, it's kind of an interesting choice because most of the time you either hold or lead the entire wave, which you normally would like to avoid.
Oh, guys, I've just read something absolutely heartbreaking in the chat, by the way. Big Wig now has a 100% Nova Cup win rate, at least on the mainstream.
Uh-oh.
Holy moly. That is
Bigus Wigus.
Bigus Wigus, indomitable.
Yeah, crazy.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah,
Widdowson going
Jules
for the
will be-
resend here on 5,
Jules
but
will
this
be
is a
watching
snack.
that. Well, Jules will be watching that, and he's about to nerf it. Trust.
Trust. I mean, this is just a snack for Adams, right? There's no way the 60 Mythium leaks him here. And
No.
we do have a couple of players breaking the 100 Mythium mark, Adams and King Dance. King Dance does release the Cannoneer here, though, on wave 6. Let's see if Adams decides to save. It looks... No, he's going for the Cannoneer as well. Oh, actually, King Dan's build looks pretty tragic here on wave 6.
He is on value, though.
He is on
So-
value. That helps.
I don't think he is too worried.
And Widdowson can get either the Harbinger or the Deep Coiler upgraded, and he's going to be fine either way, I think.
Oh, King went for another Cage of Pain stack.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Oh yeah, like he's +5 and risking the league.
We might have an incident here. Like, King Dan's clearly building against a wave 7 send, I guess. But the Cage of Pain is just hot garbage on wave 6, and he might pay the price.
Should be
Yeah,
probably.
I think he found a way to make it happen
Yeah.
while being
Wait, is it?
+5.
Wait, the Fire Elemental? This unit is just giga cracked.
Wow. Okay.
He just falls
No
off.
way.
Oh. Meanwhile, Aviator was the one to leak. We were watching the wrong lane.
Yeah, cool. I guess the value is actually just broken.
Yeah. I mean,
Can-
There's no way you can leak while being plus value, right? There's no way.
Surely none of us have ever leaked overvalue or seen an overvalue leak in our
I
lives.
mean, I've
You guys
never
were just
been
over-
overvalue, never mind leaked overvalue.
No.
Alright, now we see King Dans and Widdowson, they do pull slightly ahead with the 12 workers on both, while Aviator's still lagging behind on 11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Aviator is receiving a send. Everyone is building up their Mythium except for King. And there is a big Kingpin power spike waiting for him. And he will pull ahead quite hard when that happens.
But how big is his Kingpin?
That is what she asked. And I will have to tell you, it is
74
fairly
steps.
big.
Yeah, it's respectable.
Yeah, it is above average, I would say.
Widdowson does not get his Kingpin upgraded, but he does have the Deep Coiler, so he should be more than fine here, especially with the Gargoyles to tank there for him. And it is only income as well, coming out from all 4 players, so nothing particularly spectacular. Aviator's quite low value, but he only receives 1 snail, so I think he's going to be just fine.
I mean, I have to say, I can see Widdowson leaking decently against a full send here.
Yeah, but I think Aviator was expecting him to get a KP, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
so he
that-
just
that-
goes in.
that was
income.
King Downs, of course, is completely fine with that Kingpin. Aviator's fine as well. Oh, but Adams
That's a
actually
small
does go
leak.
for a bit of a leak against the 160 send there in full
Yeah, that's a
Dragon
Fiesta,
Turtle
though.
mode. That is a Fiesta, yeah.
And he's minus 155, so I'd say he's quite happy with that.
Now here comes the full send from King Downs into Aviator's weak wave 9. He does get the Firelord though. Assuming he gets good aggro here and that Firelord just split tanks perfectly, this could be a
Oh, yeah.
very easy hold for Aviator.
Oh yeah. I've seen these builds smurf it out. Because the Firelord, like when it off tanks perfectly, is just so much value that it prints out.
You know what's better than a 4-4? Perfect Fiesta here.
Perfect Fiesta, for sure. Ixgard wants to send on 10.
Yeah, I mean, they are saving their Mythium. Adams and Aviator, they have 150 apiece, and the Firelord is definitely doing its job
Look
there,
at it.
really nicely tanking that half of the wave. Would be good if it
Yep.
could kill the Brute, though, just to increase its DPS some.
It
Now it
will.
does.
Unfortunately, it is being overrun now, though, so
Yeah,
we will not see the
63.
miracle.
Not the miracle, but 63% leak there against a 200 Mythium send is not too
Yeah.
shabby, and Adams is going to be able to
Unbelievable.
clear some of this up. Probably not quite all of it, but most.
Yeah, I think this is fine. I would expect them to be quite happy with this, especially while both of them are saving up.
Yeah, they have 240 Mythium each now for Adams and Aviator. They're not going to spend it on 10. They rather
Yeah.
want to deny that venture play on 11 from King Downs and Widdowson.
Yep.
Aviator's pushing very hard. He's on 21 workers now. He is going to leak, so this resend
He
here.
can afford to with Fiesta because leaking is less punishing.
Yeah. It will
yeah,
still
but-
be more gold going back to King Downs and Widdowson, though, right? Because Aviator, I think he's actually going to leak quite decently here against
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
send from
he
King Downs.
is leaking a lot.
Probably
Definitely.
not expecting a resend to it because of the venture, but yeah.
Yeah, it is no. It is entirely illegal to send on the 10th wave when there's
Like this is illegal. They shouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah. Did you guys see if he hardened the Mudman last wave?
I don't think he did, no.
Ah, okay. So if he did, he would have done even better.
Yeah, but that was a 73% leak there from Aviator. Meanwhile, we see the 4 eyes coming out from Adams. And Aviator's got 400 Mythium to spend here. He goes for the Witch. What else does he want to spend 200 on?
I could see him send another witch.
Pack and spam. And the Lizard there, obviously the natural tank to tank
I
the
honestly feel
coilers
like
on the
it
back
was.
line.
I honestly feel like it was a spot where it wasn't too bad to send an ogre.
Yeah, Ogre could have been pretty good, actually. Like, it probably ends up going right, where it demolishes the split. Probably then wraps
I
back
mean, you
around
can
to attack
toss
the
it to
Kingpin.
the right as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then it demolishes the small things quite fast. And he doesn't really have good damage against it, except for the Harbinger, which likely will not focus it.
I mean, these are some pretty serious sends now. Aviator is almost certainly going to leak the resend, although he has fully hardened now, at least. And these are big boy sends now coming out wave 11. We've got 480 Mythium into King Dan's lane. We've got 520 into Widdowson's lane. They both have Vampire, though, so pretty good
Yep.
defensive option.
But they really need to get some king damage
Oh,
in
yeah,
now,
they really need
else they have a problem.
And they will. Now this
And
Kingpin's going
they
to go
will.
down pretty quick. Adams leaks 104% though to the income send.
Wait, what happened
Uh-oh.
there?
And we have
Uh-oh.
watched the wrong lanes because those
Uh-oh.
are huge leaks on Aviator and Adamus. That's
Yeah.
not what you want to see.
Versus
Because-
income alone, they're leaking really
Yeah.
badly.
Because this makes this not a great trade. Like, sure, they're leaking the other side and getting the damage in, but they themselves take pretty
they-
much the same
Yeah,
amount.
the king damage is almost identical on both sides there.
Yeah.
But the difference is it was full income from King Dans and Widdowson. So now they're in
Yeah.
a really good position, I feel.
Yeah, very much so.
Now it's 14 again, no? Since I could. Maybe it's too early to call it. But
You do like wave 14, it seems, Scott. Yeah, I'm not sure. They are shifting a lot of gold, both of them, because they look bad on 13. Maybe they're hoping to bait out Ascent there. And yeah, then. But I kinda expect all teams to skip. Like,
Yeah.
Adamus is baiting Ascent himself.
Adam's shifted quite a lot of gold here. He has 700 in the bank.
Oh yeah. But I'm not sure if the teams are gonna feel pressured to send 14,
No.
so I'm gonna go against you again. Once again, X-God. I'm calling for the save. Well. Yeah.
We have the Phoenix coming out from Aviator, and King Dan's actually opting not to play the Phoenix of his own. Rather, he goes for the White Mane and the Trinity Archer.
Yep.
So correctly calling that is not a wave 13 send.
I mean, he is seeing his value, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He's plus 100. And that's why I feel like it will be a skip. Like, looking at the values, both are already building for 14. They are good on 14 as well.
yeah. So maybe
Adam's
this is
actually
not
shifted
coming.
another 200 gold here, by the way.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
also, Adamus didn't really push after the 11th, and he's staying on 18 workers while everyone else is like 20 plus worker.
And it's a skip this time. Gotcha.
Alright,
Get
got
wrecked, X-God.
Alright. So, what do you guys think? I feel like the teams are probably forced to send 15. I mean, the values are really great, so maybe they aren't. And Aviator's build is also pretty strong with 2 Phoenixes. He's making the read here that no one's gonna send 14. Because everyone is kind of overbuilding, everyone is plus value.
Everyone's plus value apart from Aviator, yeah, like literally plus value.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was plus value last wave as well, so I feel like if I was in the shoes of Adamus and Aviator now, and if I was looking at Aviator's build, I would probably call for the skip, because they need to make something happen. But while I'm saying that, he is sending his Mythium.
Alright, so he's going for a big send on 15. Interesting
Yeah.
to point out that Adams has actually shifted hundreds of gold every wave between 12 and
Yes.
14.
Yeah, he is playing Creditor for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure if I like the Witch against Wither. I don't think it's particularly good against 23,000 Green Devils.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure they are a lot, but also they are arcane. So I would have preferred to see
Labo Needler.
a Needler there,
Yeah, Needle would have been really strong.
for sure. And the Ram against the Arc as well is fairly questionable. I personally don't like this set. But let's see what's gonna
But
happen.
the boss is getting sniped by all these units.
The Phoenixes are not tanking at all, except for now, where everything's dead.
Oh, King Dan's.
Um,
King Dan's is just easy holding.
King Dance is
everyone's
easy
holding.
Yeah,
Everyone's just
everyone
holding
apart from the
back.
except
Dams
for
who-
Damas.
So
That's kind of why I felt like it might have been worth to take the risk here
Small
on,
look
on
on
the
Wither.
on the side of Aviator and Adamus. Just do a couple king ups, trust in Aviator to hold, and then go for wave 16, for example, because
I think
Widdowson is not gonna hold anything on 16.
It would have been a nice play, but they almost certainly would have died if they skipped here. Looking at the fact that they're taking king damage with the send, I
don't know. They could have done a couple king attacks and just prayed for Aviator still clutching it, which I think is reasonable to expect that he will hold anyway.
Yeah, and he did, but he wasn't able to cover, and that was with the send, right?
That is true. That is true. It is a risk for sure.
Yeah,
But it's just I feel like they are in that spot.
Another interesting line could have been income king from a Damson Aviator on 15. That could have put them in a really good position, actually.
I would have preferred that over sending full as well. Yeah.
Alright, now we have some pretty big worker numbers on the side of King Damson. Widdowson 36 and 38. They are way ahead Mythium-wise compared to a Damson Aviator, just on 30 and 27. You'll have to see if they want to try and make something happen.
Yeah.
And they do, they're going for this 17 send.
Yeah, I would have expected them to go 17 into like flying force with Avengers and Slimes.
Yeah.
Like looking at the Lamas build, it's just gonna be a nightmare to watch. It's gonna be an absolute obliteration. And sure, Aviator has the Mudmans and Golems, but outside of that, he was not showing anything particularly decent.
But Aviator is almost on value, so
He is, and he also has the Wargs, which are quite decent.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, he also has Tempest and 2 Phoenix.
yeah. But this is gonna be problematic for Danis.
Even if Aviator magically holds here,
He's
I
not
think
hardening.
they-
He's not hardening.
yeah. I think they would die to Adamas either way.
Yeah, Damson is going to leak massive, right?
Because, just look at this lane. And
This lane is crumbling for a Dams. Aviator's doing very well, but I don't think he's going to hold either.
this one is smurfing.
Yeah, he is obliterating the ogres. Yeah, Adams is leaking huge, 119% there, and Aviator, he does not hold either.
And this is game 2.
This is game 2. Abrasiet take a quick 2-0 lead in the grand finals. Guys, we wanted the 5-game series, but King Damson and Widdowson are trying their utmost to make this a quick 3-0, it looks like.
Yeah, they want to give the casters a short day, it seems. they don't want to make us work.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, you know.
They're very friendly, but yeah. On a serious note, we all enjoy watching high-level Legion, high-quality Legion.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. So I'm very, very much hoping for Adamas
and Aviator
to just go for the reverse sweep, show us some magic, and just win 2 games. And then the last game is gonna be incredibly spicy.
Yeah,
especially because it's very rough mentally for the other side.
Yeah. I've got to say, guys, the turning point in this game was that wave 11, right? They sent this massive killer blow against King Damson and Widdowson, which did leak them big, but the problem was they both leaked equally big to income sends alone, and you just can't let that happen.
Yes. It was a full wave leak for Adamas.
Yeah.
That was very, very rough.
And Aviator, meanwhile, leaking half the wave versus 4 Dragon Turtles, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Fiesta, XD.
yeah, he got his Fiesta value. But as a result, they ended up on exactly the same King HP as King Damson and Widdowson. And then when the next send came on 15, it was pretty close to the wire, but it was only going to go one way there with the killing blow on 17, sealing the deal. 2-0 lead for the side of Abrasiet.
Like, if they wanted to skip 17, they had to almost to no push or just push very little worker after 15. But they pushed a lot and chose to not send.
Yeah,
I think that was a little bit maybe like a mishap there.
Yeah. Now, XGod, I think it's fair to say that you have the most tournament experience out of the three of us on the desk today. If you are
Maybe.
if you are in the shoes of a Damson Aviator and you're 0-2 in the grand finals, what are you thinking to yourself? Like, how hard is it to stay calm mentally in this situation, to not panic? How do you come up with a game plan to get back into this series?
I think if you keep telling yourself that we're down to 0, it's very hard. But if you just say fuck it, ignore it, and we just play the game, then maybe it's better that way. Because we've came back. I think me and Shave, we've came back from 0-2 before, and all we did was just pretty much say, "Hey, let's get out of there, have some fun, play the game."
Yeah. See what happens.
Precisely. I mean, these spots can be very mentally taxing, but you just gotta tell yourself, either you win or the suffering is over. so it's gotta be fine either way.
Yeah. But it's certainly a tough road to climb, right? Being 0-2 down, they can't afford a single mistake now. I guess the one thing they have going for them is the Conquest mode, so King Dans and Widdowson can't play their favourite masterminds anymore. They are going to be a bit more pigeonholed, whereas obviously a Damson Aviator can pick whatever they want. But yeah, I mean, they still need to win 3 in a row. They have to clean reverse sweep against King Dans and Widdowson, which is no mean feat whatsoever. We'll have to see how they can come back into this one. I need them to win at least this one game. This would just be a dream comeback, right? Like, can you imagine if a Damson Aviator, they're 0-2 down and they end up winning the September Nova Cup? That would be incredible.
It truly would be. So let's hope for them to show us some spice now.
Yeah. They can't go down without a fight. Don't let this be a 3-0, guys. Come on. A Damson Aviator, I'm cheering for you as we go into game number 3.
All right. Bingo. Let's see. 2 cartels already. Fiesta and King.
He doesn't have a great Fiesta opener.
I mean, what do you mean? He has a gun.
Oh, gun Fiesta.
Gun is unironically probably my best Fiesta.
Really?
I kind of love it, not gonna lie.
Huh.
It gives you a super clean leak on 3, and you can just push insane amounts with it, and just pro league 4, 5, or 6.
I suppose it is like insane single target damage, so you're always guaranteed to kill something. Like, you're never gonna home run.
Yeah, exactly, and it's so hard to guess if you are Fiesta or not, because you can just play your normal game, but be even more aggressive than normally. While Gun is already a unit that has a very high push.
Yeah.
So I really don't hate it.
And we'll have to see. Adams is going with Chaos this time in the all-important final game, potentially.
He decided to nice luck it.
Yeah. He's leaving it up to RNG to decide whether he can continue in this tournament or not.
Yeah. I guess sometimes that is the correct choice. Probably wouldn't be mine, but to each their own.
We do get 4 King Ups sent, so nobody going for the snail check here in game number 3.
It's an Oathbreaker Fiesta.
It is an Oathbreaker Fiesta.
6 worker on 2?
He can't afford a Ranger if he does that.
No, but you want to leak 2.
Yeah, but then you're leaking like 80 or 90% to no send. I don't feel like that's worth.
I think there's a positioning where if you have it like split tank a little bit, you leak maybe like half the wave, depends on RNG, but probably not worth it.
I've never seen that. Not too sure, to be honest, with those units.
But personally, I think Withers Row, it's probably, I prefer Withers Row the most, especially in early game. But his Angler is kind of decided.
The Angler's running it down.
How
did that Angler die?
Withers Row is just he has insane early game, He's pretty strong in the mid game, and he's also incredibly good in the late game. That's kind of a role that I usually enjoy having.
Yeah. But, Guy, can I ask, like, how did his angler die there on Wave 2 versus no send? It's
I mean,
far behind the flower.
Clearly,
Jules?
Clearly, he positioned it wrongly, right?
Yeah.
It's
I think it's
so
called.
much in front.
I think it's called clinical depression or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably didn't want to get laughed at.
Yeah. Now we have the flower absolutely obliterating the wave. Wait. No, he's going to be fine. He's chilling. He's chilling.
Is it?
He's chilling.
Yeah. Okay.
That could have been a disaster if he.
Yeah.
If he didn't add the mask, yeah. If he didn't add the mask, that may have been a home run.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we have Widdowson on 7 workers, upgrading the Maiden here. Aviator's kind of lagging behind. Okay, he has pack rats, never mind. I was wondering why Aviator was still on 5 workers, now I know why. Adams is receiving a Fiend here, but he has 350 value, he should be just fine.
King is only on 6 workers, which I'm kind of surprised about. Did he got sent, right? Because
He did get sent, he hasn't leaked yet. So he's playing the good old full hold Fiesta.
the castle.
the castle with no upside, yeah?
Yeah, without the power spike.
Easy hold.
Surely.
Yeah.
He's gonna play aggressive now.
Well, now he's gone up to 7 workers at least. We have a poo-poo coming out from Aviator on wave 5 into Widdowson.
Yeah.
Looking pretty strong.
Yeah, it definitely poses a decent threat, but he's just gonna build the Siren here, I suppose, to have some single target. Or isn't he? Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He is.
I think that's a decent choice. But
Be
he
it-
will go for a very decent leak.
Oh, I think so, yeah. I mean, the Hermit is most likely going to one-shot the Honeyflower, and it just reduces so much damage from the
Yeah,
Maiden and
and-
the Flower combined.
And the Maiden is just gonna die as well, because the boss is not dying.
Yeah, the plus 14 heal from the Hermit onto the boss, it does give it enough sustainability to kill the Maiden, and this is going to be a Leak City here, I think, for Widdowson.
Yep.
Siren, of course, getting to full mana, but that's just not going to make too much of a difference, honestly.
Yeah, but this is what we wanted to see in our third game.
Yeah. We do want to see Adams and Aviator taking a lead, and they are doing that, so they're playing to the script so far.
Yep. And I would assume that Aviator will receive his send here. Looking at his build. And he does.
Yeah, that's a massive send.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
he didn't hunt on the last wave while filling on 6 workers with Cartel, which is hurting him. But he has a lot of value. I can see him doing alright here.
he certainly has a lot of value. 685 value here on wave 6, with an Antler as well to tank. So that's looking
Problem
pretty...
is,
I'm not
That
sure.
sounds like fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the correct positioning. I don't think that much is gonna go left with the
if
antler
a
here.
brute
Oh,
goes
left-
it's
It's a
even,
perfect split.
it's even. Yeah.
this is gonna die, no?
No, it's going to live.
I mean, it's receiving support from this unit.
Yeah.
So
Pack Rat is cooking as
fine.
well. Oh,
Okay,
look
we
at
have
the Pack
another
Rat!
heal.
Absolute hero Pack Rat. This is just an
Yeah.
easy hold for Aviator
Yeah.
with 685
I mean,
value on 6.
The sea dragon is also
Meanwhile,
such a
Adam is
strong
also-
unit.
Yeah, Adams
almost
leaks to...
Waldo?
Although King Downs, he leaks to the income send, but it's only one Rocco and a Drake. I think he's probably fine with this.
Yeah. I think he's fine with this. While being on Fiesta.
It's
Adam-
definitely
Adam is-
better early game for Damas Aviator this time.
Oh yeah, for sure, and Jules agrees.
Yeah, 60% now.
Yep,
Right.
pretty much.
Do you think Widdowson has to upgrade an angler here because that Kingpin is just so important for him on wave 8? Or is he just too scared of this wave 7? Because he could receive a mole here, he could receive a couple of brutes as well. He's actually going to receive nothing. But he does go for the bounty hunter. And he might even be shifting gold as well to guarantee that Kingpin on 8.
He is.
Oh no, he actually full builds.
Yep, he actually went for the full build. Will he get it out? That's the question.
I mean, I think he has to get it out on wave 8, but he probably has to sell something now because of that full build.
It is correct. He may not want to,
But he has to.
but he simply has to get it out.
He's just going to leak far too much if he doesn't have that Kingpin on wave 8, I think.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, he can just sell one mask, right? And then he has the gold, yeah.
Alright, it's full income though from everybody. There's no trying for a leak. And Widdowson does get the Kingpin there. I think he only had to sell one small mask, so really nothing of great value was lost.
Yeah. Especially on the ranged wave, you can't kite the wave, right?
Yeah,
so it has less value being back there.
I was thinking he might have been forced to sell the slime lava, but he had enough gold that just selling the mask was enough, and that's pretty fine. He does receive 240, and it is a full send. So
It is a full
despite
send.
sending income, Aviator does go for the full post-income send rather than king ups. And I mean, the slime siren did just go down without reaching full mana. We
Not
might,
sure if this is pudding.
yeah, we might see the fabled Kingpin leak on wave 8.
I don't think it's worth. Oh,
Dan's
Oh,
Waldo,
Dan's
King
leaking.
Waldo.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
It is
he
leaking.
he is Fiesta, while his teammate is plus 69.
Yeah, plus 69. Nice, but not nice enough. We have 11 Cobras reaching the king here for Abraceat. And Team
This is-
Adamiator, they are taking the lead here in game number 3. This is what we needed to see happen.
This is what
Was there a bug? Because he was plus value. How could this happen?
Truly. You got a little taste of what it's like when Xgod and I play together. It's just, this is just on cooldown.
Yeah, it's a real shame that spectators can't spam the emotes. That might be a feature request for Lisk and Jules for the next game, because
Oh, yeah.
the ability to spam Waldo as a caster would be incredible.
Or
Like the
the-
players
or
don't
the
need to see
ostrich.
it. The players don't need to see it, but the spectators and the viewers need to see it. That would be amazing.
For sure. I want to be able to use the ostrich as well.
I have a little ostrich on stream, but you guys can't see that.
That is unfortunate. I mean, we can see it delayed, which
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
help.
Just keep watching the stream for the next 5 minutes. You'll see it pop up on Wave 9.
Yeah, and then we can comment on it.
Yeah,
That sounds great.
I think King Dan's is getting another Fiesta here, 63% there, but I mean, he is starting to hemorrhage gold. This is a lot of value
Yeah.
going over to the side of Adamiator. King Dan's, I mean, sure, he's on Fiesta, but he's still feeding a lot of resources to Adam's Navy.
I think
While
that's
being lower
pretty
workers
good.
as well.
Yeah.
He's also lower workers, so Adamus and Aviator are profiting a lot from it.
They are. King Dan's and Widdowson did save their Mythium, though, so they are representing a real threat now. And they don't send it on 10, so it does look like they want to play for maybe 11 or 12. They do have all-out assault available, but the problem is there's loan as well for a Damson Aviator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess forcing loan isn't the worst thing, but
I mean,
also you just don't
They,
really
they,
break
they
them,
aren't even forced into loan, though. Adamus is on value while he has in this area. I would be surprised if he picks loan. Both of them are on value.
I just don't like the save on turn
Aviator,
here.
Aviator will have a Hellgate. I don't see them taking loan.
I guess the problem is that neither of the other King spells do anything for them on wave 11 or 12, right?
I mean, you can pick AOA and do King Ups.
Yeah.
You can take the text allowance because you're simply not worried on 11. I don't necessarily. I don't think they are forced into it. They definitely have
Everybody
options.
saves. Everybody saves. And there's embargo from King Dan's and Widdowson.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. 11 would have been very weird.
Hello?
Um,
He's trying to place an egg?
All right. I mean, that's a dead egg,
but it's
right?
gonna be-
He's
yeah,
he's
yeah.
intending for that to die.
yeah.
He just wants the tank value on 12 to cover for his embargo play.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
I mean, what are they
Hmm?
aiming at though? Do you expect
13?
them?
I don't know.
Do you expect 13 or 14? This is the question.
Yes. We have the double AOA, and it is a full send from a Damson Aviator.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, but Widdowson's on 1800 value, though. King Dan's, this should be a decent leak from him. He didn't go with the egg play in the end. He's going to be very happy with that decision.
Yep. He's
I
leaking.
like the
Still
very
not too
Widdowson.
bad, yeah.
Problem is, doesn't Widdowson
86% for him. Widdowson, he is now killing the Witch. I think he's going to do very well. I mean, this Kingpin has lifesteal. I think he's going to hold.
It's just
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, but it's rather close.
No, it is going to go down.
Is he? He
Kingpin
is
goes
leaking.
down.
He is leaking.
Oh,
Overvalue.
oh, plus 85.
Plus 85.
That's two
And-
overvalue leaks from Widdowson. One wave 8, one
Yeah.
wave 11.
And they get extra gold.
Their send will be absolutely massive, though, whenever it comes, 13 or 14.
That is what she mentioned.
That is what she said.
But yeah, Aviator and Adamus are just on value. And Adamus has Azaria Steeds.
Yeah.
Nice luck. And Aviator has White Man Gates with an Archer. It will be quite difficult to get like really meaningful leaks against those builds.
And now King Dans is going for the Dying Egg here on 12. He just wants that tank value available on 13. So at least he didn't do that for 11. That would have been a disaster.
I mean, I'm not sure if Wither and King can really skip 13 because they're so horrible there. But I just don't see Aviator and Adamus peak on 13 with their builds.
They have so much Mythium, though. 600 for King, 670 for Widdowson.
Yeah, but you have Azaria, Steed, Avenger, and he's basically on value.
And it's
And
a
Aviator
full
has,
send.
yeah, and Aviator has White Mane, Hellgate,
Yeah.
like these little shitters.
And this is looking really dangerous now because King Dans, he's got good tanks here at least, but his damage on the wave is very poor. Widdowson,
Yeah.
meanwhile, he's chilling with double Kingpin, obviously garbage units on 13. He is on value.
He should probably sell this for another gate. And just forget about it because this wave is important. Yeah, I just couldn't see them going here. And that's what I was worried about. Like, King is very bad on this wave. And Wither is on value, but we've seen him leak over value in this game.
Widdowson is also very bad on this wave. A lot of his value is
And
kind
he
of
is very
Kingpin
bad.
fake value, which is just
Yes.
not going to be good enough for him on this wave. I think that's going to
So
be a
if you-
decent leak for him.
And
Yeah.
there is
If
a
he-
decent leak here.
If he's leaking overvalued, then he's leaking undervalued for sure.
Yes. That is true. And both of them leak
59.
decent.
The game just
Like,
over.
do they even live?
I think the game's just over.
It's close. A couple of them are very low HP.
Very low HP, but this might be a very anticlimactic
Oh.
game number 3.
Anticlimactic
I don't know.
series maybe, but anticlimactic game, sorry, but series no, because it is going to be the start of the comeback for
Oh,
Aviator. But they live.
1%!
That
The
was
king
close.
is on 150 HP. That's
Wow.
crazy.
But now a Damson Aviator, they need to survive this because this is an absolutely mammoth send, and
Honestly-
they did skip.
Aviator is minus 100.
Yeah,
And Adamus is minus 200. I don't see them
dying.
die here.
Yeah,
But I would just do
but
more
they
King
have
Lift
to
be
die.
sure.
Yeah, they're doing spell.
I think Adamus should spend his medium as well.
And
he
he's
does. He
next
finishes
to
the spell. Yeah, and
And
he
he's
finishes spell
finishing
and
it.
okay, so just to be safe.
Very good.
And now
play.
I just don't see this game going towards Widdowson and King Dance because I don't see them dying. If
Well, let's
they-
do that here. if they live here, I think it's.
There's no way they die here, in my opinion.
No.
Like, look at
I mean,
Adama's
it's just
name.
a
Roll for Adams, no?
He's just full
It's just full
holding.
holding. What a
Like,
beast!
he has nice luck with this surviving, nice
Yeah.
luck with all his units. The game is just over.
Well, the game is giga over now. Adams with the clutch hold there. Aviator, of course, he leaks pretty big, but Adams can even clear up most, if not all, of this in the mid.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
we don't want to jinx it, but
that's lifesteal on the Sovereign.
Yeah.
Like, do you see it take damage? I don't.
No.
it's absolutely nothing.
What a huge hold there from Adams. Just nice looking his way to victory here. And this one does feel pretty over already, Adamsiator. They have started their dream comeback, it seems.
Yeah,
Now,
for sure.
all they have to do is to finish the game out, because sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do to close a game out. They have
For
to do
sure,
it.
for sure. They should really focus on making the enemy king die before their king dies. Normally, normally that wins me the game. But yeah,
Which is
looking
not very
at,
hard given the HP on this.
yeah, looking at the values of king and wither.
The Swede is Swede pushed, or I mean King Dance.
I mean,
was pushed, right?
look at at King Dance. Yeah, he just full pushed.
Did they just die here to the creeps?
King
Yeah,
Dance is waving.
I don't see them survive here.
I think that's their way to FF. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, no, guys, I know what's
yeah.
happening. They're achievement hunting. They're going for
Oh,
the
I
death
see.
to natural
Or
causes, you know?
Yeah. I see. I understand now.
Maybe this is also the strategy for game number 4. Because look at this. King
Oh, they're
Dance
going to
might
have so
just
much
be
Mythium on
able-
wave 1 next game.
Precisely.
Whoa. Giga Chads. I mean, this game was exactly what we needed to see from Adams and Aviator. They were just in a commanding lead from start to finish. Look at that
Yeah.
win chance graph. They were never behind. They were in the
Yeah.
green from wave 1
Yeah.
all the way to the end of the game there with
They were dominating from the start.
yeah.
But also I'd like to point out King Dan's role for Fiesta was beyond horrible. Like nothing he did really paid off. He saved against Aviator. Aviator full health on wave 6, while King was quite low workers to them. Like he's 6 workers on 4, which is quite low with any other mastermind already. But this is Fiesta we are talking about. And then he's 7 workers on 5, which most builds are pushing during wave 3 already.
Yeah. And he only makes it up to 9 workers on 7.
Also, yeah, he also has to cover for Wither on wave 5, but this is just painful.
Yeah.
And then he leaks on wave 8 again, where Wither leaks overvalue too. So then it's already an absolutely horrible spot. Then the recent on 9, where King leaks, which also just hurts them a lot. And then there was the crucial wave 10 skip that Xgod pointed out, which to me also felt like a very weird mistake. Because that put them into this weird spot where they were like, okay, what do we do now? Like, ascending on 11? I don't see it happening. So they went for the embargo play, leaked quite big to the 11th cent, which was an incredibly good play in my opinion.
Yeah, that was a really nice play there. The
But that's
AoE.
just but that just makes the spot so much weirder. Because that's the goat they're missing to do alright on wave 13. Because sending 13, there's no way they will leak Adamas and Aviator there in a meaningful way. And with all that adding up, Adamas is just clutch holding on 14 and even covering.
Yeah, they didn't take a single point of king damage on 14, and King Dans and Widdowson, they did decide to take the death to natural causes there on 15. So guys, we do have the start of the reverse sweep. There is a 1-2 now, with Adams and Aviator showing signs of life. We'll have to see if they can continue that as we move into game number 4.
A very
It is
solid
on.
early game. Which let's see if we can replicate the same story in game 4, because that game was they were dominating the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, that was a different team, it seemed. Like, King Dans and Widdowson, they were pretty comfortable in games 1 and 2. But this game, they just felt like they were on the back foot the whole time, and Adams and Aviator
Oh, yeah.
just never really gave them any room to breathe. They kept up the pressure. They made some really nice plays like that all-out assault resend with the Witches, and just a really, really strong performance there from Adams and Aviator. So if they're going to continue performing like this, you know, the reverse sweep might be real, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm cheering for it. Well, not necessarily for the reverse sweep, but definitely
For game five.
For game
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
What a game 5, yeah.
I'm going to throw this out there. I actually want Adams and Aviator to win this series. You know, we need some fresh blood. And King Dans and Widdowson, they've won a couple.
Surprise!
Hey.
Hello.
What up? What up? What up?
Oh, it's Scovtrold. Hello, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
All right.
We're doing good.
So good.
Scovtrold, I don't know if we can do a 4-man cast though, unfortunately. But it's nice of you to drop in and say hello.
All right. Well, take care then.
Cheers, dude.
I'll
Cheers.
listen to you in about 5 minutes then.
Nice one, man. I do think a 4-man cast gets a little bit hectic. Sometimes a 3-man cast gets a
yeah.
bit too much on its own.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we're just waiting for... It looks like the players are taking a quick break. Adams just needs to drain his peewee, apparently, and then we can get into the next game. But he's obviously very excited, you know. He's fighting for his tournament life here. He does...
Yeah, quite quick to drain it in 1 minute, my friend. But,
Let's see. All right.
so, which masterminds did we have for Adamas and Aviator on? I think it was...
That was Chaos for
Chaos
Adams.
and Cartel.
Yeah.
So they ditched the Fiesta and instantly dominated.
Maybe we'll
not-
see more Fiesta in game 4. I don't know.
Hmm?
I think we might see more Fiesta action from them in game 4 because they can't repeat the same mastermind.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, I'm not sure if they would go for another plan. They might.
All right, guys. That is enough pandering because it looks like game number 4 is about to begin. Adams and Aviator playing out of their minds there in game number 3, but it is still match point in favour of King Dans and Widdowson. So Adams and Aviator, they have to win here just to keep the game alive. Let's see if they manage it. We all want to see a game number 5, but before that comes game number 4.
And I'm very curious about the mastermind picks. We have Greed and Cartel. Yeah, I think they don't really feel confident to play Fiesta because the first 2 games didn't go their way, and once they ditched it, it was just a steamroll. So I just think it's a mental thing as well. They just feel very confident now to just go for a more normal route.
Yeah, understandable. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think of the Rose?
Quite interesting choices. I mean, Adamas, Gun, and Seedling looks really nice. Kind of like the role on Aviator. Really, really nice. I mean, you can't really complain with Nightmare, Oathbreaker, and Gargoyle.
Yeah, that's true. Personally, I don't see too many broken combos. I think Raider still has the best lead early game, right? With the Bone Crasher and Green Devil and all that stuff. Maybe.
I personally like King Dan's role the most.
Flying Archers.
I love it.
Widdowson is picking up the banker in his role. I mean, he does have 100% big wig win rate, so...
Yeah, he is a banker enjoyer, for sure. I've seen him play it.
Now, there's a bit of a snail diff going on here. Adams and Aviator do send the little snecker, and that is +6 gold for King Dans and Widdowson, so they're enjoying that.
That's when I play with screen, I call it snack. That's snack.
Snack. Look this. Snack.
Plastic snack.
For sure.
Right,
Yeah,
5 workers on everyone
unfortunately-
apart from Aviator, but he's just
Yeah,
waiting
with
to
Greed.
push.
Yeah, that is the rough part with Greed, yeah.
There is a post-income snail here from Widdowson into a Dams, but he did add a Pixie, and that should be enough for him to easily hold. Oh wait, he still pulled the snail onto his bounty hunter. Is that enough for a leak? I'm not sure. It looks
I
like
would-
yes.
Close?
I wouldn't think so.
Very
no,
close.
never mind.
Hunter
It is
still
surviving.
quite healthy.
No,
Yeah,
it's fine.
61 HP on the bounty hunter. Alright, here come the lizards from a Dams and Kingdowns. Clearly they're patch note enjoyers.
There have been so many buffs that you don't really need to build even anymore.
Yeah.
And he is playing quite aggressive, 6 workers. He has an Aqua and Seedlings though. So he's probably gonna be pretty much fine. Especially against just one snail.
Yeah,
We
he's
see the
fine against
middle,
this.
the middle Oathbreaker positioning, which will tank the boss on wave 5.
And it will make him easily hold here on wave 3 as well. But it looks like the same can be said for all of the players. Kingdowns getting the
Playing
biggest
it
send
safe.
here, 60 Mythium, easy hold.
Yeah, playing it safe with the Seraphim. Not overgreeding.
A lot of snails coming out once again. The Dams is kind of getting fed with all these snails though. He gets the Fire Elemental out here on 4, so he's very safe. Safe on 5 as well.
Oh yeah, he can push off of this quite nicely. The only worry he should have is wave 6. Which will be quite a worry with his role, to be honest.
Yeah. Double snail, double feed. And yeah, but it looks like everybody is just kind of focusing more on their own economy so far this game rather than going for any kind of big plays.
Oh yeah. Wither on 8 workers, pushing to the snail. Fast and aggressive,
What a
that's how we
beast.
like it.
And
Yeah,
here comes
he's
some
got
more
the-
snails.
More snails, just more feed, more snack.
Yeah, more snack. And he has the gun. It's just such an aggressive early game unit. Imagine if he was Fiesta. He could just push so much more.
He will be a little bit. Actually, no, he just got us in here. But if
is
Aviator
just fine.
decided to skip, then he might be in trouble for wave 6. But he should be fine.
I mean, he could just add 2 infiltrators. And then be fine.
Yeah,
I
or
feel
just
like-
that.
4 snails for the Wibberman, but he's easily holding that, and that gives him his 9th worker. So he really is starting to pull ahead now of the other players in the game. Oh, he doesn't even stop there. He goes up to 10.
Workers.
I mean, he safely can do that. He's just having the freest game of all time, and he's getting another snack.
And now Kingdowns is going for a big play. So this is the first big play of the game now. Double Brutes on 6 into Aviator's build. He does build the second Nightmare, so he's got some good value at least. 625 value there.
Yep, he does have value.
Yeah, but Nightmare without Butcher, it's not as strong on 6 as people might think. So this might
That's
be a
true.
leak.
Yeah, apparently Pierce is not that good against Fortified.
Weird.
Yeah, I would have. I didn't know that.
Well, one Nightmare is just absolutely running it down though. That one was not long for this world.
No, and the other one.
Oh, he's
What?
sniping
He's
both
killing the
Brutes at
Okay.
least.
I mean,
So does it kill one more Rockwell? That is the question.
I think not. That's a
Doesn't look
50%
like it,
leak.
no.
Do we have a
And
Waldo here?
there
Waldams?
is- I mean, is it that much of a Waldo?
No, he got a
is
120 cent.
He is also receiving 120, and he is horrible on this wave.
He is,
Yeah, I think he should be happy only leaking the Cannoneer given his build.
Yeah,
he can go for a Mimic on 7 if he wants to, though, into Kingdowns' Slime Siren build.
It will just get sniped with the Tempest, though.
Yeah, but he's going to go for it. So
that's-
let's follow this Mimic's journey. Let's see if it picks up a ton of gold off the Slime Sirens or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna go to the right side, and it's gonna snack
Mm-hmm.
on the
Snack.
polywalk.
And then back on the slam.
Yeah, so it will not get sniped.
Okay, you guys wanna bet more or less than 20 gold for the Mimic?
I'm going to say less.
I'm gonna say
Oh.
more, just to be contrarian towards you. No
It's
other
like
reason.
20, 21, maybe 24 gold.
Oh, he doesn't have the skin though, so yeah, he misses the last hit there by not having the skin. And another one.
That's one
Oh,
snack.
only one snack.
It's getting sniped.
Oh, he missed that one as well.
Wow. It's getting sniped and no smacks.
What an
Oh my
absolute
God.
garbage Mimic. It got
Oh my
plus
God.
3 gold
the worst,
only.
The worst thing happened. Penny was right.
The real tragedy.
The real
was-
tragedy. Yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah, that was not really the play, I would say. King was looking quite strong on that wave.
I think, honestly, the worst part about that Mimic being so terrible is that we really needed Dams and Aviator to win this game.
Yeah.
And currently, a 3 gold Mimic is not really contributing towards that goal.
Yeah, and Wither is already absolutely out of control.
He's receiving a couple of dinos here. He's easily going to hold, I would think.
And then he will just
Full push.
pull, and be fine. And he
Yeah.
doesn't really have a weak wave as well. Like he's fine till very late in the game.
Like maybe 15 or 16.
Even then, on 15 with Force, Gargoyle, and Orchids, I think he's just fine.
So what is the game plan for Adamas and Aviator? Because it seems like they're just like spending incomes and well, there's a mole, but I just don't think this is gonna leak in Kingdoms.
I mean,
I
King
mean, if
Dan's
you-
just needs to sell a Polywog and build an Avenger, right? And then he's just chilling. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to play it I'm not too sure. I personally feel like they need to make something stupid happen. Like probably maybe go Force 10 and then go for the retard.
If they
push
kill if the
over
slime
12.
dies before splitting, okay, that's a good start.
That's
Only
something.
one split.
But the Avenger is split tanking very nicely over there. I think he's
No,
just
it's
absolutely fine, right?
Puff. Oh
Oh,
wait,
yeah, he's just fine.
Wait. The mole? Safety mole, MD. This is the difference with skins, by the way. The Mimic didn't have the skin, the mole does.
oh okay, that's why. We see. Is this game pay to win now or?
Yeah, always have to. Widdowson's income is just absolutely spiraling now. He's way ahead of the other players in terms of income, in terms of workers, his value's up there as well. Widdowson is just having the game of his life. He is Cartel, of course, but then so is Adams, and he's just not having nearly as good a game as Widdowson is.
Yeah, and also I really don't like the fact that he still he just got it now.
Yeah.
But I feel like he should have gotten this like maybe 1 or 2 waves earlier and just be able to push the worker because like
But
he's kind of missing the Kingpin power spike.
The stackies.
Yeah, I mean, even now it only has 61 stacks, right?
Yeah.
And that's because he made the Bounty Hunter on wave 1. He didn't like go for a couple of waves with the Angler first.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't really have the role to do that, but
And it's just like
wait, he's
those
leaking
ones?
to 8 snails?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's-
mean,
that's-
snails are pretty good against him, but yeah, it is tragic.
That's really tragic. That's
I mean,
8 snails leaking a lifesteal Kingpin on wave 10 as Cartel.
No snack for him.
No snack.
No snack.
And look at this now. So Adams and Aviator, they are saving their Mythium, but just look at the incomes, guys, because Widdowson literally has more than double the income compared to Adams.
Yep, that is true. Also, you have to say though, they send while Adams
And
and
we see a
Aviator are saving.
GTA on Adamas. Do they want 12 or? No way.
I mean, they would have picked Overwork if they wanted 12.
Yeah, but
In my
PT
opinion.
instead of Pawn Shop.
Shadow Wings would go 12. Shadow Wings would see the Gatling Gun, he would see the Leviathan, and he would go
I mean,
12.
honestly, in this spot, I would have considered the play as well. Because
They're kind of behind.
they are kind of behind,
Uh-huh.
and there's a very good chance that the enemies won't expect to play this bad.
Problem is Aviator is on certain workers and he's having an egg, so he just doesn't have a lot to send.
I mean, the egg is also dying.
Oh no.
Yeah, so if they picked Overwork with this wave, just imagine the size.
We get some F in
Oh,
the chat
that's
for
right.
the egg.
Well, that is a rough one. That's a 50% leak versus income only.
Yeah. But I guess they just go 13.
I guess they have to, but Kingdans is going to have his Sovereign there, maybe a White Mane as well. Widdowson's going to have Infinite Orchids as well.
Or just more,
And of course,
biggest-
the biggest wig for that crazy impact damage.
Yep. He is prepared for.
I mean,
the
what do you
13.
guys think of this? Because he's booting this on a wave where he thinks he's safe, and he's just generating free gold, right? This is the free estate.
I mean, I still don't think
yeah.
it's good. I think pretty much anything else would be better.
I honestly think it's bad because you are expecting a big send, and if that big send is coming earlier, then you generated enough gold to make up for it. You just effectively are weaker than you could have been.
Yeah.
Right, but this thing are good on 13, it's impact damage.
Yeah.
Copium.
I feel like good is a stretch.
As
to
there is
say it's
relative,
good.
yeah. They're less bad
Yeah.
on 13.
Yeah, they are less
Sends are
bad.
The sends are coming,
Yeah.
and Widerson is on value.
Widdowson's on 50 gold shutdown while being on value. He can boost his orchids as well. If he does boost his orchids, though, he has effectively 0 tank value.
Yeah, and I
Hardens
don't
his
see
bigwigs.
he is on value, but I don't see him perform great here.
Sell the Skelly for more boost.
Meanwhile,
Hello?
Kingdans does have both the Sovereign and the White Mane, so
Yeah.
he should do quite well.
Why isn't he selling? That's 2 more boosts. Perfect gold. 0 gold left over boost as well.
700 Mythium here for Kingdans. That's quite a send coming out from the Dams. And only 500 into Widdowson, who's just bing chilling, it seems, over in lane 4. Just the insane impact damage from the bankers, one-shotting the golems there. And meanwhile,
he is doing a
107%
lot
for
better than I would have
Kingdams.
expected.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
now-
small leak from Widdowson. 33% only. A Dam's 90% to
Oh.
income. Whoa!
That is tragic.
That
But
is really
honestly, like, just imagine in this important spot if Widder would just full hold against the smaller send, which I think he would if he invested the gold into orchids.
I mean, this one just feels very rough now for a Dams and Aviator.
Yeah.
They did get the
Well-
leaks that they wanted on 13, but that was such a committal play. They were starving for a
Yeah,
very long
once again.
time. There was
Once again,
there was a number of
100%.
waves where Widdowson had more than double the income compared to a Dams, and it's really showing. He's on 75 gold shutdown here. He's got
Yeah.
really good workers. Insane value as well. He's over 3k value here on 14.
yeah, and Adamas leaked 90% to the income on the wave again where they send, and I don't know. It's not necessarily just Adamas having a poor performance. It's also just Widder playing gun has been fed the entire early game.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to receive the sets then, because when everyone was 7 workers, Widder was on 10.
Yeah.
And that's just an amount of pressure that is very hard to withstand
Oh,
and
the
still
sends are
have a
coming on
game.
15.
Oh.
And they're saving.
Alright, I mean, this has to be clutch now. Adams and Aviator, they need to be holding here, or at least performing very well. The Azeria will certainly help there for Aviator. Assuming he can make it split tank properly.
If she doesn't tank the Niddler, that is.
Yeah. It needs to not tank the Needler. Alright, Adams, meanwhile, I think he is just going to leap pretty badly here.
Yes, he will. And King also pushed quite hard for this to happen.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on this Azeria then. I mean, it's actually could have tanked a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah.
No, it is
I
very
think
nicely
really
tanking like 3 of the octopuses.
It's tanking perfectly.
Yeah, really juicy.
This is perfect.
Really juicy.
This is really good.
Adams, of course, he's going to leak pretty big, though.
Yeah,
it's just,
he is leaking very big.
Oh, but Aviator! I think this is a full hold.
Is it?
Close?
I
What
don't
wins?
think
Azeria
the
versus
Azeria
Needler.
wins these.
One more spell, maybe?
Oh, she was just a little bit slow on that spell. Yeah, the Needler does win.
The
6
question
creeps
is,
to the king.
what do they do now? They will survive this. I'm calling.
I
it.
mean, I would say 18, but it's kind of a long save, you know.
It's also really hard for Adams and Aviator to survive 17.
It kind of looks like 18 to me as well.
Yeah,
But
because they didn't push.
looking at the values,
Yeah.
I don't think they can afford to skip. Oh, I see some king ups. Nah, I don't think they can.
I mean, Witherson's overvalued, guys. Look at this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's more than 200
And
overvalue.
he's also not even weak on 18. He has Noctire, he has Orchids.
It's guys. I'm telling you, it's the big wig difference.
And the biggest wiggles are just printing money.
Yeah. I mean, they're really paying off for him, right? He played them as bankers on wave 11. They've generated gold every wave apart from 13, where he did harden them, so he didn't lose the mana.
Maybe I'm just a hater.
Yeah.
I just feel it would have been better if he full held there when his mate is receiving the
Yeah,
700.
I mean, I feel like it's a win more unit. Like, he was only able to play them because he was so far ahead already.
Oh, yeah.
And he could have just played, like, literally anything to maintain his lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they skipped because they kind of have to.
They
but
have to,
also,
yeah. They have to. But they didn't push. Adams and Aviator didn't push off the 15 cents.
Yeah.
Really matter,
Look
though.
at the
Don't think
values.
they have the value to survive
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
They have to try, though. I think this is correct. If they send here on 17 into triple Red Eyes, double Vulcan Cannon, you know, they might as well just type FF. So I like the play. It's risky for sure, but they needed to do something to try and win this game.
But at the same time, Withersson is just generating more money / income than.
Yeah. Every wave.
It's just he's never gonna be. They're never catching up.
Alright, let's have a look now. Do Adams and Aviators survive this? Yes or no? The sends are pretty small, at least into Adams, 480, but Aviator has 640 to deal with. And, I mean, his tanks, they are going down. It looks like this will be a bit of a leak for Mr. Aviator.
The Kimpi are tanking really nicely, but I am not sure if the Sovereign is enough.
Doesn't look like it.
Adams
That's how
is
she wrote.
sovereign. It goes down. This is a leak.
That's
This is a dead king.
Guys,
That's it.
the reverse sweep dream is over.
The reverse sweep dream is over. Avrasiet are your September Nova Cup champions. Congratulations to King Dans and Widdowson.
Well played.
Oh, well played.
Well played. Yeah, let's see if we can get them in for a winner's interview.
Let's have a look. Let me drop Widdowson. Drop Widdowson a little memo there. But yeah, if you look at the win chance graph, they were just ahead from start to finish in this one. And
Oh yeah.
unfortunately, the reverse sweep dream was never to be. They did start off with the snail sends on 1, hoping to make something happen. Didn't, so that was just free gold for King and Widders. And yeah, it all just kind of continued going down from there. King Dans doesn't see the caster's channel. I can change that.
Yeah, he was probably never in here.
I can make him begin there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is Witherspoon was just too ahead of everyone. And,
Oh yeah.
And also, I have to point this out, but the Mimic on 7 getting sniped and not farming the slimes, it's really also a difference maker.
It is.
Because if he let's say he snacks on the slimes and get like 30 gold, and maybe get maybe he's not leaking, but just 30 more gold, that's it's gonna make a difference.
Yeah, for sure.
But instead,
Not sure if that was a possibility. I'm not sure if it even gets full mana in that case.
no, I think the slime did go full mana. It's just the Mimic was sniped instantly by the Tempest.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, that's just something that can very much happen with those builds. I just feel like it's either income or going 8. Because on 8, if you just send DTs or whatever, it poses such a threat against that build.
Did you say good gespielt?
Good
Gespielt.
You said that, right?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, I misheard.
Alright,
I said if you go 8.
Okay.
I'm trying to get Kingdance and Widdowson to move up to this channel, but apparently they can't see it, or...
I think they have to have the caster.
Yeah, maybe.
Caster role in the server. I'm not sure.
Maybe guide them to it.
I can't move them. I don't have that ability. But we can move down. We can move down to their channel.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, let's go.
Hello, hello.
Whoa.
Hey guys, hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations, guys. How do you guys feel after those matches?
Good. Very good.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty. You were really dominant at the start with that 2-0 lead, and then Adams and Aviator really pulled it out the bag there in game number 3. That was a very strong performance from those guys. Did you start to get worried?
No.
To be expected, yeah. I mean, your Fiesta role was kind of tragic, King, and Widdowson was showcasing how to leak over value every wave, but
I was under on 5.
that was the only undervalue leak probably. But yeah, I'm sure you were very happy to show us what you're capable of in game 4 after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Green.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, fam.
So I was going to say, you guys had a little bit of a rocky journey to the finals here today. You did lose one of your games yesterday and have to go through the last chance match, is that right?
Yeah, we lost against them in the group stages.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, so it was a grudge match.
Yup, and the interesting part about almost all the matches that we had against those guys, it's always a very, very close matchup until the first 13 waves. There's usually no big swing into one direction because they are just that solid, and we know their playstyle is go for long saves in the mid game, like 10 to 15 or something like that. So we pretty much learned from yesterday a little bit and realized how they are playing.
I see. Yeah, probably it was a lot of training for you guys as well playing the Nova Cup yesterday, since neither of you are playing the game too much during the month, right?
I played a lot, honestly.
Ah, really?
True, I was on vacation for 14 days, but when I came back a week ago, I played a lot this week.
Ah, I see. So this time you guys were more in shape, you would say.
Yeah, kind of. More in shape than Aviator, at least.
Shots fired.
But there's been some really high-level Legion across the board, I feel like. The games that we were watching yesterday were all very, very solid. Offmer and Isolde really, really deserved their spot in the semi-finals today, and they were knocked out here by by Dems and AVL, by yourselves. And I feel like, although you might be saying that Aviator and you guys are a little bit rusty, it feels like the quality of the competition has increased around you, so that now everybody is performing at a very, very high level, it seems like.
Yeah, I very much agree with that. That's also something that I think said yesterday or 2 days ago to Lucy. I feel right now when we look at the ladder, I'm rank 14 right now. And usually the last 2 years, I would say I always knew if I'm gonna try hard now for like a week or two, I'm gonna be top 3 easy, no problem. But right now, all these people up here are really, really good at the game. And yeah, as you said, we saw it. We saw yesterday Drachi and Lucy dropping out day 1, which is it's insane, it's crazy. And we also saw Ashton and Xscout drop out, which is rank 2 and rank 5 right now on the ladder. So yeah, totally agreed. All those teams are really, really good. I love the new format of the Nova Cup where we just have really good teams all around.
I agree.
Yeah, I have
personally
to agree on that.
prefer this format a lot compared to the old one.
I think we may have the architect of that format on the call with us right now, Green. What do you think?
Yeah, I have to give some credit to Julian as well. He suggested the Saturday part where it's just like more consistent, that you kind of can lose a series and still be in it if you have some bad luck.
Yeah. I really like the Saturday format as well. I think it really highlights the quality of the competition, because all of the games are much closer now, and it just means that you do have a second chance if you happen to get unfortunate or just outplayed in one of your first 2 series.
For sure. But yeah, Widdowson, have you seen any one-shots in this cup? Since you're hating them so much.
One-shots in the cup. I'm not sure. I think in our game, I wasn't sure if there was any one-shots. But if you're asking that question because you were wondering how I feel about the patch,
no. I know how you feel about the patch. It was more a dig into your direction, because I haven't seen a single one-shot myself, which makes me feel it's not that much of an issue.
Oh, well, the game that we played, the one warm-up game that we played before the cup, we played against Ofma and Isolde, so the opponents that we just faced in the cup in the first game as well, and we totally one-shot them on wave 16 where they had full HP and full king, everything full, giga one-shot.
Oh yeah, on wave 16.
Wave 16.
Can you believe it, Widdowson? On wave 16.
These digs are just coming thick and fast from Green Spirit. This is incredible. I actually have a question for Widdowson. So, I believe you now have a 100% win rate with Banker and Bigwigs in the Nova Cup. So, do you actually think that this unit is good, or is it just an absolute win more unit that you can only get away with playing because you were so far ahead in those games already?
So I think opening with Bigwig or the small one is pretty troll. Like something always goes wrong, your teammate leaks and then it dies, and you were overbuilding the whole game for fun. But it's a very good unit to start investing into, like I would say beginning on wave 9. I always did it now on wave 11. And then the games that we just had, which are really, really close in the mid game, they can make you the one person that gets a little bit ahead each and each wave. So I think it's a good unit. You just, I think you just don't open with it. And I learned it from Ashton. I need to give a shout out to Ashton, because I saw he always goes for overbuild on around wave 9, 10 with the bankers, and then he's just snowballing on the games.
Yeah,
I have to agree with your take. I've also seen him open with it, honestly, and play quite aggressive in the first 4 waves, just letting it die, and then he starts to slightly overbuild or play on value by wave 5. And then at some point he just has massive value, but it's very hard to pull off, and I feel like you need very good complementary units. I have another question though. In the last game, you have built them. do you think it was the right call? Because when watching it, I kind of felt like in that spot, since you guys are expecting such a big send and you are incredibly ahead already, don't you think it would have been slightly better to just go for Orchids and for the hold, since you know King is gonna receive a very huge send?
Hello? Okay. I was lagging out for a second, but I think I got the quintessence of the question. Since it was very likely that they send on 13, and since I was ahead after 10, I felt like it's okay to go for them because they are still decent units on 13, and I knew I was gonna be able to have at least 3 Orchids to not Giga League. So I felt like, yeah, we are gonna live on 13, and then I can snowball better.
So you
after
just
13.
I see. So you just took the risk. I see. Yeah, I can see that. Because when I was looking at it, yeah, Xcott as well mentioned that, yes, sure, they're more DPS weight and their impact, so they're not that horrible on 13, while I at the same time was thinking, okay, they're not gonna make up the gold that they are lacking in stats till wave 13, and since you can assume that King is gonna leak, it might be better to go for the stronger build instead of more scaling, since you're already miles ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a close call, but yeah.
I see.
And then after that wave 13, because you did use the short sale on 13 as well, so they didn't lose their mana, and then they generated a load of gold for you between wave 11 and when the game ended, right? So I guess the bankers proving their worth after all. Maybe I've underestimated them.
How much gold they were getting you? Like 50 per wave or something like that? It was insane.
Yeah, I didn't exactly look at it. I'm not sure how much, but yeah.
Because you were overvalued pretty much every wave, even though they were saving. So it's almost like you just have too much income / gold to you know, just always be on value.
Yeah.
That was really funny to look at.
I have another question. So King, how does it feel to play with such a superstar and enable him and kind of take the back seat for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I like to sometimes get carried, you know.
Yeah,
My back has already had some major injuries, so gotta let somebody else do the heavy lifting now.
Yeah, that's interesting. Just from looking at your career, I would have imagined that your back is quite strained, especially with some other teammates that you were playing with. So you decided to take the easy route now.
Yeah.
Understandable.
You guys just play extremely well together. I mean, how many Nova Cups is this now for you guys? Do you even know?
No, but this one was about time. I think the last one that we won was February.
You guys have been rusty for sure. But I mean, to be fair, you know, you haven't been playing too much ladder during that period. You have been playing more again recently, and it just shows that when you guys are on form, you are a team to be reckoned with.
For sure. So, how do you guys feel about the next months? Do you feel like you're gonna try hard on the ladder a little bit more, since your last win was so far in the past, to make it not be so much in the future again? Maybe go for a little streak?
King, go ahead.
I don't think we need more practice. It's the same as every month that we are most likely gonna win it.
What a beast.
I see. That is the answer that I would expect from a King.
And yeah, I'm surely gonna grind more because I really enjoy the game right now. And I'm rank 14 right now.
That's nice to hear. I'm looking forward to see you on the ladder.
Maybe Widdowson, since you managed to win the cup quite early today, you might want to fire up the old stream and go for rank 1 tonight.
Not tonight.
No, that's fair.
Not after playing Nova? That's weird.
Yeah.
You could have a 500 viewer host.
Yeah. All right, guys, I think that's probably about all that we have time for today. So once again, a massive, massive congratulations to Kingdowns and Widdowson for some phenomenal play and a very well-deserved September Nova Cup victory here. huge shout out and thank you to Green Spirit and XGod, my lovely co-casters with me this evening, and of course all of the usual thanks to the tournament organisers, everybody behind the scenes, Auto Attack Games for just making these tournaments run smoothly every month. All of that work really doesn't go unnoticed. It's an absolutely phenomenal set of helpers that we have there, so massive thanks to those guys.
And thanks to the players for entertaining us.
Yeah,
it was. I would say the series was very entertaining.
Yeah, 100%. We've had some really, really good games this month, and we've had really good games in general for the past few months. I think Nova Cup's been really, really entertaining. King Dance, Widdowson, any last words from you guys?
Much love. Thank you very much for the cast. I'm looking forward to watch it.
Nice. King?
All right, well, congratulations.
Same.
A man of many words.
King, you crack me up, man. All right. XGod Green,
right.
anything from you guys?
Not really. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it after a while. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see some nice ladder play. And maybe we'll join this format again at some point.
Beast.
Yeah. So well played, well deserved. Congrats again.
Yep. Congrats.
Nice
Make
one.
sure to always stay fast and aggressive, Green Spirit.
I've made some fast and aggressive comments about you guys as well. So don't you worry.
All right, guys, on that bombshell, I think that's about all we have time for this month. So Twitch chat, make sure you are back for the October Nova Cup. Same time next month. We will see you there. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Goodbye.